Oh, dear. Caught in the act. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Why are you going through my drawer?
Oh, come on, you remember, just before you left the room, I was saying that I had this curiosity about men and what they keep in their dresses, and you said that we could go through yours, and I got a little bored while you were away, and silly me, I just, started without you. Please forgive me, really. There, I've got it all straightened up, nice and neat. You've got great taste in shirts. I guess you didn't have any luck with my wallet, huh? I just hope somebody responsible finds it and sends it back to me.
You know, you really haven't answered my question.
Okay, another confession. I was looking for cigarettes. I'm sorry, really I am. It was a tacky thing to do.
I don't smoke.
Good for you.
I don't remember that you did either.
I don't normally. I only crave a cigarette sometimes when I get nervous or agitated about something.
Oh, why are you nervous?
My wallet, my credit card.
Oh, you shouldn't smoke for any reason. You don't want to endanger your health, do you?
Oh, absolutely not.
I mean, it'd be a real shame if your life was cut short because you didn't exercise a little self-control.
Yeah, well, I don't think anything could cut my life short.
Huh, you never know.
Oh, I'm like a cat. I've got 9 lives.
Ah, well, curiosity killed the cat.
Yes, but I'm not really that kind of cat. I'm more the kind that purrs when she's stroked.
You know, cats are very mysterious creatures. Are you?
Sometimes. I'd like to think that was part of my allure.
Oh, well, you are definitely alluring. You're also very gorgeous. Something the matter?
No, nothing.
Oh, good. Yes, indeed. You are a gorgeous woman, also a very exciting one.
Yes, but I'm one that doesn't like things to move this fast.
Oh, we're not going fast. Come on. We've been together all evening. Isn't this the way it was supposed to end?
You know, I've got an idea.
Oh, I hope it coincides with mine.
Why don't we go upstairs to the rooftop terrace?
You gotta be kidding.
Oh, it's very romantic. We could look at the moon and the stars.
Oh, but the moon and the stars would pale on your pressure.
Hey, humor me. Come on, let's pay a short visit to the roof.
No, let's pay a long visit to my bed. It'd be a lot more fun.
Hey, we're sitting here, miss. I don't think we understand each other.
Oh, Dorian, I think we do understand each other. Perfectly. Right over here. Whoa. Well, what have we here, huh? All right, no more games. No more games. I want to know what you're after. I want to know what you're looking for. Oh, Suzanne, I'm sorry. No, I apologize. I'm not with it tonight. No.
Are you thinking about the film?
Yeah, there's just so many production problems involved in that thing. I can't get my mind off it.
It's all right, I understand. I mean, I've sort of seen films in New York. They're mostly low budget, but even then the production problems are horrendous. I just wish I could take your mind off business for a few hours. Maybe getting off the subject of theater would help. What do you think about horse racing?
Well, if you like to bet, I think that's a pretty good way to go broke.
Oh, don't say that. My horoscope said this is my lucky night, and I was sure that maybe you would have made it even luckier.
Why, did you place a bet somewhere?
Yeah. Well, I couldn't resist. I got this very hot tip on a horse running at Liberty Downs.
Just a coincidence. I've got a friend, Woody. Well, he's the director of this movie that we're working on. This guy's got his fingers in everything.
Oh, I know the type.
Well, he's out at the park right now watching this race. He's got a friend that owns a horse that he went out to bet on named Ladies Man.
Ah, that's him.
No.
That's my horse. Oh, my God. Didn't you see another lucky omen? I tell you what, why don't you keep your fingers crossed that your friend and I both come up winners?
Well, I sure hope that you come up with
Our ladies, Manny won the race.
it. Doo-dah.
Our ladies, Manny got first place.
Oh, doo-dah-dee.
Gonna run up. Nice
Gonna run on day. I bet my money on ladies, man.
Come on, think of something that rhymes.
And hip,
That's
hip,
it.
hooray! Hey, that was some race, huh?
Boy, did you ever see a horse run faster?
Yes.
Oh, stop it. Oh, I had a wonderful time. I loved the race. I loved the track. I loved the hamburgers. I loved winning. The helicopter was terrific. And you are a terrific date.
Well, thank you, then. I think I deserve a reward.
Hey, come on. Watch it, okay?
The story of Soft Batch. The cookies so soft they taste like they're right from the oven.
You know, Mom, some people call our soft batch cookies homemade.
They're elf-made. Just because we elves make soft batch cookies soft and chewy, like cookies right from the oven, and 8 yummy flavors, there's no need to...
What do you mean, watch it? I thought we had a great time together this evening.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Well, then what's the matter with a little sociable kiss?
It wasn't sociable.
I admit it wasn't purely platonic, no.
Woody, I want the film to go smoothly from now on, and I think it's important that we understand each other.
I thought we did.
I like you a lot. I have a lot of fun with you. You're a funny person. It's great being around you.
Thank you. That's very positive. Would you like to start with the negatives?
There aren't any negatives. It's just that you want to move in closer, and I'm not ready for it.
I admit I may have been trying to rush you, mean.
Yeah, and I admit I probably gave you mixed signals like at the back street the other night. But the fact is, honestly, I just don't want to be involved with anybody right now. I want to keep my love life on hold.
Honestly? We're talking honestly. Okay, then be straight with me. Because if it was Bo that said he wanted you right now, I don't think that you'd be so sure about wanting to keep your love life on hold.
No, that's not true. See, Bo and I have been friends for a long time, and I admit that my feelings for him have gone beyond friendship, but I like you too. You see, that's the trouble. Now, I don't want you to think that I think that I'm being wonderful when I say this.
Well, you are wonderful, but go ahead.
Well, somehow I get the feeling that some of your disagreements lately have been because of me.
I'll be plainer than that. We have an outright competition going.
Right. And it's very destructive for your relationship. And you have a very special friendship, and I just don't want to be responsible for having it fall apart.
Friends disagree. It won't fall apart.
Well, I'm not sure from the way that it's looked lately. And besides, there's the movie. You know, all three of us want it to go well. I want it to be a smash success.
In other words, for the good of the team, back off. Okay.
Well, see, we are a team, and I like it that way.
Yeah, the three Mouseketeers.
Woody, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I need some space.
In other words, you're not closing the door on whatever might happen between us in the future?
Absolutely not.
Well, okay then. I can't refuse the request of a girl who got me luck at the races.
Just do me one more favor, okay?
What?
Don't say anything about this to Bo.
I won't.
The book is wonderful. I mean, because you always think of him as one of the greatest actors of all time. And when you read his biography, you realize that he is critiquing his own work and finds himself lacking. I mean, I found it incredible. Bo?
Oh, great. This is great. Great. I've done it again. Suzanne, I swear I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right. You already explained why you have so much on your mind. And I guess making a film is a tremendous responsibility.
More than I ever imagined. Yeah. I'm so happy that we started having that conversation at the Endo, and then got to have dinner. I've loved it. But tomorrow I've got an early day, so I might have to make this an early night. Understand?
That's fine with me. Well, thank you for a lovely dinner. Maybe we can get the local sports news on the car radio on the way home. Here's my horse one.
I'm positive that your horse is going.
Well, I'm glad you talked me into this. It's good to get away from Landshark for a while. There's a lot of tension.
I believe it.
I wish you could tell me some more details about this evidence against Nick that Tina has.
I wish I could.
Brad, I know you want to keep it confidential, but are you sure it is something concrete and not something that Tina has just cooked up?
Well, it's hard to say, but I think it could nail him to the wall. On the other hand, you know.
Yeah, that's the whole problem with this case. Who knows? Who knows what kind of questions they're going to ask me tomorrow when I testify? Who knows how much I'm going to be forced to hurt Vicky?
Well, all you can do is tell the truth.
Oh, I'll tell the truth. I want to be able to protect her. If I were a physician, I'd be protected by doctor-patient confidentiality. But the conversations that she and I had about her dual personality are not looked upon as being official or confidential.
Well, you're in a tough spot.
Nobody can really help. But I am glad I've got you to talk to about it. I'm sorry the conversation is revolving around this one topic.
Well, just remember one thing. You know you're trying to protect Vicky. Don't hold back anything that might help Tina. I really believe she's innocent.
Brad, if she is innocent, I don't want to see her convicted. I will tell them everything I know. It's gone on far too long for any more deceptions of her part.
I agree. Look, if you'll excuse me, I have to make a phone call for Claire.
Sure. How can you feel this close to somebody so soon?
Speaking just for myself, I don't think it's so soon at all, because I've been waiting for you all my life. I just sometimes can't get... I think to myself, I gotta be dreaming this. I really love you, Jenny. And I'm so grateful that I've been too busy in my life to settle down and have a family. Because here you come along, finally. And I'm free. I mean, I am free to just love you to distraction.
Glad you're a business now. Plus, we both had a lot of living to do before we got to this place. If it had been 10 years ago or 5 years ago, or even 6 months ago, it wouldn't have been right.
I want you so much.
What are you getting so uptight about? How was I supposed to know the wallet dropped
No,
there?
it didn't drop there. You hid it there.
Let me go.
So much to go. You got yourself up here tonight not to have sex with me. What was it?
I'm getting out of here.
You're not going anyplace until you tell me what you're doing up here.
I haven't got a clue what you're talking about.
Some sort of scheme with me. Now, won't you tell me what it is?
You let me go or help me, I'll scream my head off.
And try. Look, the games are over. This is real life now.
25 years ago, there was...
Listen, I'm not playing games. You've got this all wrong.
Oh, good, because I don't like that kind of woman.
Really, I don't know what's the matter with you, but honestly, I think the situation's gotten out of hand.
You asked for it. You wanted to come up here.
Why, you filthy!
Oh, verbal abuse. I love it. I'm having a good fight with a woman alone.
Oh, come in!
Shut up. Shut up.
Please!
Shut up.
That's not the damn door down!
What do you want?
Hey, I gotta talk to you, miss. Open the door.
Hi, Chief.
Laura?
How was your framing?
The second time.
You know, Mitch, I wanted to come over to ask you some questions about, what the prosecution was going to talk to you about? I realized all of a sudden that would be unethical. Sorry, Mr. Rivers.
Get great timing on you. Where did you and Dorian work this out?
Work what out, Mitch? Overly suspicious mind, fella. In court.
Dorian, I have been so worried. Are you all right?
Barely.
Well, I found out you were in his room. I kept trying to call and call.
So that was you.
Yes, why were you up there?
Can I sit down before I fall down?
Dorian, why did you go up to his room?
Because he wasn't wearing the watch. I thought that was the only way I could get a look at the stupid thing.
Did you find it?
I found it in his dresser drawer.
That's so wonderful, Dorian. I'm so grateful to you.
Don't be so grateful. I didn't really get a good look at it.
Did you see there was a stone missing from the watch?
I didn't have time, Tina. I had to get rid of him somehow, so I told him that I'd lost my wallet somewhere in the lobby. But it seemed so long to find the watch that I had barely gotten hold of it when he came barging back to the door.
Dorian, did he see you with the watch? Why are you so worried about the watch? Why don't you think about what happened to Mr. O'Neill?
Steve.
Keith, of course, call me Dorian. I cannot thank you enough. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't arrived when you did. Never mind, I do know what would have happened.
An absolute fool to go up to that room.
I couldn't agree more. Doc, you're being too kind.
Well, was it at least worth it? Get a look at the watch band?
I was just showing Tina that I didn't have time. Come to think of it. Here is the stone. Nearly caused my demise. You take it, I never want to touch it again.
Did he see you looking at the watch?
No. I managed to get it quickly back into the drawer.
And he had no idea what you were after.
He knew I was after something. He got very suspicious. In fact, he turned into a madman. I'm now convinced, if I ever had any doubts, the man is a cold-blooded, psychopathic killer.
Well, then, this little stone may be the thing to nail him to the wall.
You did?
Give me that gun.
No, you just get out of here. Honey, stay away from me, and I will not tell anyone what you did. I'm just going to take Vicky home. Now, don't come near me.
Yeah, let's talk then.
Just don't.
Well, I'm on my way, honey. I'll probably be home for lunch.
I still think that I should go with you.
Not on your life.
But I might see or hear something that would spark my memory.
Forget him.
Oh, Clint, I wish I could remember what happened that day.
Honey, look. We can both thank our lucky stars that Pete O'Neill has not called on you to testify. Now, you are safe here at home. So, read, relax, write letters.
Yes, sir. But Mrs. Dorian Lord called. She's on her way over to see you.
Oh, that's typically Dorian, isn't it? Doesn't even call to find out if it's convenient. When Mrs. Lord arrives, would you tell her that Mrs. Buchanan is indisposed?
No, darling. No, it's all right. Craig, I'll see you. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Why put yourself through a visit with Dorian?
Because I can handle Dorian.
Honey, I am dead set against it.
Oh, Clint, come on, darling. I cannot hide from everyone and everything forever, can I? Now, Dorian obviously has something on her mind, and you and I both know that one way or the other she's going to make sure I find out what it is, so it might as well be now.
Fine, we'll both find out what it is.
I'll be all right.
I am not leaving you alone with him.
Hey, Beauregard, we have to talk. Woody, if this is about you and me, it's about the trailer. I'm no longer a contender.
What?
You heard me. Well, you and I are both after Mimi, and what man, in his right mind wouldn't be? But this competition we've got going is getting out of hand. It's affecting our friendship. It's affecting Mimi's work on the film. She's losing her concentration, and that isn't good. No, it's not good at all. I mean, her career is really important to her.
And this film is important to me. Because it's a friendship, and I don't want to jeopardize either of them.
Boy, hell, you can't just bow out of this thing and leave the field clear for me, though. I mean, that's not fair to you, Woody.
Beauregard, I've got no choice.
Yeah, but I care too much about Mimi to let her wreck our friendship through no fault of her own.
I don't know what to tell you. I've made my decision.
Well, and I'm pulling out, too. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this competition is just null and void. Until after we get this film done and it's in the can.
Are you sure?
I wouldn't have it any other way, Woody.
You want to shake on it?
You bet. We're going to pull together on it.
Huh? Brother.
Frank, you my dearest.
All the guys will be together.
Guys, I'll catch you later, okay? Okay, really, I'll talk to you later, I promise, okay? Wow, you two certainly look like you've cheered up.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we just solved what you call a minor artistic disagreement.
Well, that's terrific, good.
I understand you won a bundle of the races last night.
Oh, yeah, we had a great time. You know, next time we do it, you should come with us.
Hey, look, playtime is over. It's time for work. We have a movie to shoot, and we better get cracking.
Yeah.
You know, I have a feeling that when this film is released, it is going to be in the top 5.
How about an Oscar?
Ah.
I'd like to thank the Academy on behalf
On behalf of my wonderful producer
And the
and
inspired work of
wonderful.
Mimi King. Thank you very much, and I will treasure this award always.
You know, with modest Mimi around, you and I are going to have to fight for any recognition we get.
Yeah, I think I can fight harder than you.
No,
no.
you guys ought to decide right now what kind of champagne I'm going to have to celebrate my Oscar.
Oh.
But from the looks of you two teetotalers, I'm going to have to settle with coffee. Would you two nominees join me?
Of course.
Wouldn't have it any other way, me.
I wish this were over.
Well, don't worry. All you have to do is tell the truth. The truth can't hurt, right?
Jennifer Rinaldi, call to the stand, please. Jennifer Rinaldi.
Say a prayer for me.
Put your right hand on the Bible, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please be seated.
Oh, it's that time, boys and girls. Yeah. Car should be around in about 5 minutes. I gotta go check with the AD and make sure there are no problems.
Problems? There are no problems.
I hope not.
Ladies' man paid 12-1. That's it.
What do you...
Oh. You know, California people seem to be really into racing. I was never much interested, but now maybe I'll change my mind. I had a good time last night.
No, that's what Woody said.
Well, there's nothing like winning. Profound thought for the week. Woody's good company.
Yeah, I know you. I know you like Woody a lot. I know you're attracted to him.
Well, I like a lot of people.
Well, I think what I'm trying to say is right now, it's your work that you've got to be really thinking about. You know, it's your future as an actress. I know you're a single-minded woman, but you just might get sidetracked. There's certain emotions get in the way.
Which emotions?
Well, I'm talking about falling for somebody. Anybody who might interfere with your career right now. You're an artist, Mimi. I know you have real deep feelings. And you just broke up with Clay. I know that must have been a wrench.
Yeah, it was hard.
Darling, right now you've got everything in the world going for you. Your career as an actress is really taken off. And this particular film, this could be a milestone for you. I think that's what you got to focus on right now.
Yeah, you're right. I want to concentrate totally on this film. I don't want anything to interfere. And then when it's over, I'll take some time and decide what I want in my life in addition to my career. There are lots of possibilities.
Sure.
What this conversation really is about me and you and Woody, right?
Yeah. I think you hit the nail right on the head.
Yeah. Well, I'm attracted to Woody. He's a very nice man, and I'm attracted to you. You're a very nice man. But you know, there's a difference. We spent a lot of time together, and there's nothing like the past and shared experiences to bring people together. So, who knows what'll happen?
You know, I just have a feeling that everything is probably going to just fall right into place just the way you want it to me. Give it time.
Thanks. Where's Woody? I gotta get out of here.
Hey, the bellboy says the car will be out front. Come on, let's go.
Good. Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah. Excuse me. We got a mover bank.
The tapes that I made of the conversations that Vicki and I had were private. They dealt with her fear that she was afraid that her Nicky personality had returned.
Would you describe what happened to the tape in question?
It disappeared for a while, and then it was returned.
By whom?
Tina Clayton.
How did she gain possession of it?
She lived with me for several weeks last spring, and she told me that she took it by mistake when she moved out.
Did the tape have any kind of label on it?
Yes, I put a number on it so that I could recognize it.
Now, I would imagine that you were very upset when you discovered the tape was missing.
Yes, I was.
Because it contained information regarding Victoria Buchanan's illness.
That's right, and if Tina had listened to it, she would have known about Vicky's illness long before anybody else.
Objection, Your Honor. There's no proof to defend her case.
Overruled. It's a valid observation by one of the parties involved.
Now, Your Honor, 3 letters were entered into evidence written to Victoria Buchanan by Nicky Smith.
We're well aware, Counsel.
All right. Now, Tina Clayton had access to the information on those tapes. She could have been the author of those letters. Is that true? All right, I withdraw the question. Instead, let me take you forward again to the day of the murder, Mrs. Rinaldi. On that day, did Tina Clayton say you will visit?
Yes.
For any particular reason?
Yes, she told me that Vicky had accepted her as her half-sister.
Was that all?
No.
What else did she want to talk to you about?
She wanted me to try to influence Vicky to make a large financial agreement with her.
She felt that she was entitled to a share of the Lord estate.
Yes, she did.
Did she say anything else of importance?
Yes.
What was that?
She told me that she could destroy Vicky.
Is that the word she used, destroy?
Yes.
In previous testimony, Mr. Clint Buchanan read us a document signed by Victor Lord that gave Tina Clayton control of Vicky Buchanan's share of the Lord estate should Vicky ever become mentally unbalanced. Are you familiar with that document?
Yes.
Is that what Tina Clayton was referring to when she said she could destroy Vicky Buchanan?
Yes.
Now, in earlier testimony, you said that Mrs. Buchanan tried to call you, but you got a busy signal because the phone was off the hook.
That's right.
On that same day when Tina Clayton came to visit you, was there a time when she was in the room where the phone was when you were not there?
Yes, I had to go into the kitchen.
And when did you discover the phone was off the hook?
About an hour after she left.
But by that time, Mrs. Buchanan had received yet another note from, quote, Nicky, unquote. Is that true? He had disappeared.
All right, Counselor, it is perhaps a bit too clever, but ridiculous, I think not.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions?
Dorian, I realize that you would like to have a private conversation, and I will try and stay out of as much as I can. But I am not budging.
Very well. Dorian, what's the matter? You seem very upset. Vicki, I know that you've been through an awful lot recently, especially in last week, and I don't want to do anything to add to that. Except I have every reason to believe that Tina is innocent, that she didn't kill Harry O'Neill.
That's it. That is
Vicki,
enough.
please.
Will you open up your heart, your mind? Please, give the girl a second chance.
There's a sharp-looking watch. Thanks, King.
Mrs. Rinaldi, you ever met Miss Lawrence?
Yes?
Where?
At my apartment when Tina was living with me.
That would be on the Landfair estate not far from the main house, correct?
Yes, I lived in a garage apartment that was converted.
Did Mitch ever spend any time there?
Yes?
When you weren't there?
Yes?
Tell me about the locks on your apartment. Have they been changed, say, in the last 6 months?
No?
What kind of telephone do you have?
I have a trimline phone.
I used to have one of those. You know, I used to have trouble with it, though. Every once in a while, I would inadvertently put the receiver down backwards and leave it off the hook. Has it ever happened to you?
Probably.
On the day of Harry O'Neill's death, did you receive or make any phone calls?
I spoke to one of the nurses that I work with at the hospital.
Could you have inadvertently left it off the hook at that time?
I doubt it. I was expecting a call from Vicky.
Yes, that's right. You said in earlier testimony that you were going to meet her after her session with Dr. Polk.
Right.
Did you wait in the apartment for that phone call all day long?
No, I made a quick trip to the
How
garage.
quick?
I was back in less than an hour.
Was that before or after Tina Clayton arrived?
That would have been before. She was waiting for me outside when I got home.
Outside.
Outside.
Mrs. Rinaldi, could someone have entered your apartment while you were gone?
I don't know. The doors were locked. It didn't look like anybody had broken in.
What if they had access to a key?
Then they could have opened the door and walked in.
And then they could have taken the phone off the hook, and nobody would have been the wiser. Am I correct?
I guess.
No further questions, Your Honor?
Counselor, do you wish to redirect?
The prosecution reserves the right to recall the witness, Your Honor.
So noted. The witness may step down. Thank you, Mrs. Rinaldi. I realize this testimony was difficult for you. I think we've all had enough.
There's not much to go on, but we did plant doubt in the jury's mind.
Yeah, but I'm really surprised she didn't try to do me in like I said to you.
Well, just keep the faith. We'll have another piece of unexpected evidence.
Yeah, but is it enough for me on this, like you said?
Only time will tell.
Dorian, what you obviously don't know is that I am one of the few people around here, along with you, who feels that Tina may indeed be innocent. And I have tried to help her. I even went so far as to undergo hypnosis against the advice of Dr. Polk to try and bring Nikki back to find out what actually happened that day.
At great risk to herself.
Well, I'm sure that Tina will be very grateful when she finds out.
Tina knows about it. But that's not why I did it. I did it because I honestly wanted to find out what the truth was. Unfortunately, it didn't work. Nikki wouldn't come out. You know, Dorian, I haven't seen you in a long time. In fact, I haven't seen you since the day you took me down to my father's secret room. And therefore, I have not had the chance to say this to you. I really wanted to thank you for doing it.
You want to thank me?
Yes, I do. It was not very easy for me to be confronted with the truth about my father. In fact, as you well know, it was devastating. But it did accomplish a rather important thing. It revealed the secret of Nikki to Clint, and as a result, it brought us much closer together. I'm very happy for you. I also want to apologize to you, Dorian. For I behaved very badly toward you that day. I was deathly afraid that you were going to use what you had found out against me. and that you were going to tell everyone how very ill I was. But I was mistaken. Clint told me that you were honestly concerned.
Oh, yes, I was. And Vicky, I don't think that I will ever forgive myself for taking you down to that room. Even though you say it's all worked out for the best in the end, I swear to you, if I had known about Nicky, I never would have done it.
Dorian. I believe you.
All right, now it was Tina who convinced me to take you down to the room. But that was because Miss Lawrence was manipulating her, and that's the reason that I am here today. Because Miss Lawrence is a dreadful, evil person who will do just about anything, including murder to get what he wants. And he did do it. He murdered Harry O'Neill.
Proof, Dorian. Do you have proof?
Yes, Tina and I have come up with evidence that places him in the room on the day of the murder.
What kind of evidence?
Strong enough to hold up in court. She's innocent. Vicky, I know she is.
But how can you be so sure? How do you know that she wasn't involved in this whole thing with Miss Lawrence? Why are you so anxious to exonerate her?
Because he didn't do it. And because Harry O'Neill's death is a terrible tragedy that I contributed to, and I'm trying to make up for it.
Well, how on earth could you have had anything to do with it?
Vicky, when we went down to the secret room, Nikki emerged. She told me about her relationship with Harry. She said how much they cared for each other. Oh, dear God. And I knew about it, and I didn't tell you, and I didn't tell Harry. I mean, I did try to warn Harry, but I never actually... And so now Harry's dead. And I'll blame myself for that for the rest of my life.
Well, I can certainly understand why you're so anxious to see the justice is done. I want to thank you very much for coming by here today, Dorian.
Not at all. I have to go to the studio.
I'll walk you to your car. We can go out by way of the terrace.
Thank you. Goodbye, Vicky.
Bye, Dorian.
Excuse me. Mrs. Buchanan, there's a gentleman here who says we must see you.
Mrs. Buchanan. I'm a writ server for Lantano County. It's my duty to serve you with this subpoena. You're called to testify at the trial of People versus Clayton.
Witness for the defense.
Tomorrow at 8, 7 Central, Stephanie Mills and the Association keep Malibu jumping on rock and roll summer action. Then, Crystal's marriage to Blake could be over on Dynasty. After, a British agent suspected of drug dealing and murder hides behind diplomatic immunity on Hotel.
Tonight, getting ready for the Olympics this week at 11.
You know what, honey? As soon as this is over, I'm going to issue standing orders for our reporters to be more respectful of people's privacy. Probably Marty Pearlstein. I asked him to give me an update. Buchanan. Yeah, Marty, go ahead. Oh, she was the last witness to testify this morning? I see. And that was pretty much it? Okay. Well, she did. All right, thanks, Marty. Well, evidently Jenny's testimony established a motive for Tina.
Honestly knew it would. Poor Jenny must have been awful for her.
Yes, evidently it was. According to Marty, she ran out of the courtroom with Brad as soon as she was dismissed.
Brad, really?
Yeah. According to Marty, honey, it's pretty definite that Tina's going to be convicted. Unless Pete O'Neill can pull some rabbit out of a hat.
Could this be it? Subpoena to appear in court this afternoon, an hour and a half from now.
If this marvelous private detective of yours had done his work, we wouldn't have to be going through this right now.
Mitch has an airtight alibi.
But he wasn't in Miami. me when Harry was killed. He was right here in Landview.
I know that, but we can't find anybody to corroborate it.
So that watch is our only chance.
Yeah, but it's a substantial one. I mean, finding that link in the room where Harry was killed.
Doesn't do us any good unless we find out that there was a link missing from Mitch's watch. And if there was one missing at all, look, if Dorian had only had 10 minutes more in his room, he could have had this whole thing figured out.
Can you keep your voice down?
Why?
What do you want to do? Tip him off?
Do this again for me, please. Scotch and water, easy on the water.
Very good, sir.
Better let up on that stuff. You're going to be my first witness after the lunch recess.
Hey, you think this is easy for me? I'm being forced to testify against the woman I love.
I expect the complete truth from you, Mr. Lawrence, no matter what your feelings are from the defense.
You'll get the truth.
Because if Mr. O'Neill gets the slightest opening, he's going to come down on you very hard on cross-examination.
Here you are, sir.
Thank you. Look, I got nothing to hide. Okay? I feel sorry for Pete. When he finds out that the lady he's defending wasted his brother.
But it's over.
No, it's not that. It's just... Will you lock the door?
Yes.
Did I do okay?
Well, from the prosecution's point of view, you were a great witness. The jury believed you, which of course is what you, Clint and Vicky, and practically everybody else wanted.
Well, I just answered the questions as truthfully as I could.
Right. Don't feel guilty about it.
You think she's innocent?
More than ever.
Because of the new evidence? Well, I don't want to be responsible for sending an innocent person to prison.
Well, the truth is you know it, okay? And Tina was hassling Vicky, and she pulled a lot of dirty tricks to try and get part of the estate. But she's not a murderer. No. Hey. You're tight as a drum.
No. Tell me about it. Oh.
Want me to fix us some lunch?
No, I'll get something for us in a minute.
Does that mean you want me to stick around?
Yeah, I'd like to have you here.
Hey, you know something? I think that's the nicest thing you said to me in a year.
You caught me at a vulnerable time. Oh.
I must have. Is this doing any good?
Oh, I love it.
Let me do this.
You have been very nice to me the past couple of days, taking me to the courthouse and bringing me back here. Thank you.
Well, you bring out the best of me.
If you take a look at our past history, I don't know.
Well, now don't blame yourself for the rotten things I've done. Of course, I tried to blame you, and practically everybody else, but I figured you had me pegged from the start, you know. A mama's boy, crybaby, always had to blame everybody else when things went wrong.
Why are you saying this now?
Well, I never had the guts to say it before. I figured you're entitled.
Thanks. The past is behind us. It's all over, okay?
No more?
No, I feel much better. So what do you think of Mitch?
Well, that's easy. Immoral, ruthless. He'll do anything to get what he wants. Anything. I still think you ought to grab a bite and eat this little coffee shop across from the courthouse.
No, thank you. Yeah, give me another, please.
You know that's your third.
You take it easy. I'll be there 1 o'clock.
Not at this rate anymore.
Man, just to show you what good intentions I have, I won't have another drop. Forget that drink, all right? Got an errand to run anyway. So I'll take care of you.
Well, just one word with you, Mr. Lawrence. I hope that they make you squirm on that witness stand today. Just a little poetic justice for the hospitality you showed me in your room last night.
Hey, good luck to you too, sweetheart.
What are you doing associating with that man? Don't you know that he almost killed me last night?
Now, Tina, I want you to concentrate very hard because when I get you on the stand, Tina, you listening?
You know, there's something very interesting going on here. You just walked away in a huff, and Dorian looked like she was saying some pretty heavy words to him there.
How's that going to help you?
Well, I just wish I could have heard what they were saying to one another.
Yeah, but you didn't. So we have to get back to the business at hand. Look, when I get you on that stand, I want you to tell in your own words what happened when you were struggling, with Mitch, how you scratched your wrist.
Pete, we have gone over this 1,000,000 times.
I know, and we're going to go over it one more time. Don't you understand? The only way that we can tie Mitch into that room is through the missing piece of lapis. Now we have to paint a picture for the jury so that they can see how it could have been lost when you were struggling with it.
I should have gotten up real casual, and just walked by there. I could have seen whether he had on his watchband and if there were any pieces missing.
Oh, sure, wonderful, wonderful. I would have really tipped him off. He's no dummy, He would have put 2 and 2 together. He would have thrown the watch out of a window or deep sixed it in the river.
And then I'm sunk too, right?
Damn it, honey, I was hoping Pete O'Neill wasn't going to subpoena you. He knows how rough this is going to be on you.
Well, he's defending Tina of a murder charge. She has to be his first concern, doesn't she?
Yes, well, you're mine.
Well, what are you going to do?
I'm going to call Marcus Polk and tell him to file an affidavit with the court. Anything it takes to keep you from having to testify.
No, wait.
Honey, we don't have a lot of time. We're running out of time. They want you on the stand in an hour.
Yes, that's my point. Dr. Polk doesn't have enough time to get me off, and I don't really want to ask for special favors. Besides, this could very well be the chance for me to counteract all the scandal now, and to prove that I am aware and in charge and perfectly capable of functioning under pressure.
Sweetheart, what if you're not ready for that kind of pressure yet?
Well, I know what you're thinking. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that if Nicole were going to come back, she would have done so while I was under hypnosis.
Buchanan? Yeah, she's right here. No, I'll tell her. Courtesy call from Pete O'Neill's assistant. He says that prosecution probably won't rest its case until 2:30 or so there's no need for you to hurry to court.
Are they calling more witnesses, do you think?
Apparently, they're going to call one, yeah.
Who?
Mitch Lawrence.
Why would the prosecution call Mitch Lawrence?
Well, honey, I can think of 2 reasons. One, to establish Tina's obsession with what she calls her birthright. And 2, to get a jump on the defense. I mean, they want to establish Mitch's alibi before Tina can accuse him of being the murderer, I guess. I don't know.
Why in Miami, do you think?
Ed Hall is convinced of it. And the Miami police checked it out.
Yes, but after the fact. By the time they reached him, he had plenty of time to get there from here.
Honey, what are you saying?
I don't really know exactly what I'm saying. But I think that Mitch's testimony is going to be rather interesting. I'll tell you what, why don't we go there now, and then we'll stop and get something to eat on the way.
Wait a minute. You want to go to court now, honey, and run the gauntlet? Subject yourself
Look, it
to
has
God
to be
knows
done sometime. Might as well be done now, all right? I'll be all right, honey. If I'm going into pitch, I might just as well spend some time in the bullpen first, right? For that analogy, you can thank Joseph Francis Riley. First one, a sports writer. Shall we?
Wait a minute. Let me lay a thought on you first.
Oh, dear.
You are probably The gutsiest lady I have ever known. No, strike lady. The gutsiest person. Make me a promise. In court, sweetheart, will you? If you start feeling tense or nervous,
I will beg off. I'll leave. I'll do something. Don't worry. Nothing's going to happen. Okay?
All right, I want you to answer me one question. Did you find a piece of missing lapis in that room?
No, Dorian found it.
But neither one of you planted it there, right?
I can't believe you'd ask me that question. Wait, you volunteered to be my counsel, and yet you think I'd do something like that?
I'm playing devil's advocate. What do you think Herb Callison is going to do when he gets you on the stand?
But the answer is no. I did not plant that stone in Nikki's room. No, neither did Dorian. But why would she even do something like that? Certainly not to save me. Look, you can put Herb Callison and get her to ask her right on the stand, and she'll swear that she found it.
But I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Can I say something else?
By all means.
You ought to watch the way you behave in the courtroom with me, the way you look at me, the expression on your face when we are sitting talking at the defense table.
What are you talking about?
Your hostility is showing.
Wait a minute. I volunteered as your defense counsel, not to join your fan club. All right, all right. Right? You're right. As far as the jury is concerned, I'll be your best friend.
Thanks a lot.
So, Mitch literally caught me red-handed in his drawers.
Dresser drawers, aren't they?
Of course.
Yeah. Why were you in Mitch's room in the first place?
Because I was trying to solve the case.
Ah. And when were you promoted detective third grade?
Oh, I knew you wouldn't understand.
Come on, Dorian, the damage is already done. Mitch is caught you. Now tell me why you were there and what you turned up. You want me to put you on the stand?
Okay. I was looking for something.
Obviously.
Something of Mitch's that could possibly clear Tina.
Ah, how?
By placing Mitch in Nicole's room.
At the night of the murder?
Well, what other time would he be there?
Yes, but you didn't find this item, whatever it might have been.
I'm not going to say another word.
Dorian, you are not Nancy Drew. Now, why do you insist on taking things into your own hands? Why didn't you go to me or the police or somebody in
Because I
authority?
taught me, dear, that if you want something done well, you have to do it yourself.
Like brain surgery, for instance?
Oh.
Yeah. Didn't the desk committee's affair teach you anything? When you're involved in life and death matters, leave it to the professionals.
Well, I almost came up with the proof.
You almost got yourself killed, didn't you?
Yes, well, never mind.
Let me tell you something. If you aren't a lot more forthcoming, you're going to wind up with a subpoena in your hand. Worse than that, you're going to be charged with obstruction of justice. How about that?
Oh, no. No way that's going to happen.
Oh, no?
No. As a matter of fact, why don't you pay attention in court? Because the evidence is going to come up, and then you will see that you've been wrong all along. In the meantime, dear, I'll see you in court.
Dad, I was just going to sit at the courthouse and sit here.
Say as I blame you. Here, take it lunch.
Anytime.
On All My Children.
I love you.
I love Mark, and I'm going to marry him.
I do not believe that. You are going to marry me?
And on General Hospital, Frisco and Felicia dance in the face of danger.
So as long as we keep dancing, everything's going to be all right.
I'll never let him hurt you, Felicia.
All My Children, General Hospital.
My pleasure.
I'm so glad Victoria went out to the lake. I'd hate to see that because
You should have gone home after the morning session. You should have gone to the office or someplace.
I told you why I have to be here, Rafe. It's important to me. I'm representing my family.
No, I don't understand that reason, but I guess there's no point in arguing with you, right? Hey, Ray. Hi.
I'm doing okay.
She's hanging on by a thread. I was just trying to talk her out of this.
She's like her old man, stubborn Irish.
That's the nicest thing you could have said to me.
No comment. Now look, once my client is exonerated, we'll make ourselves available to all of you, but you got to cooperate for a while, all right? Is that a deal? All right, come on, I'm telling you, let's play.
I tried to talk her out of it, but she's a glutton for punishment. Yeah, just like this one.
No, not at all. I understand why you
When did your husband find out that your alter ego was having an affair with another man? You consider that adultery?
Beg your pardon?
You're going to back off. You're going to need a whole week of appointments. You got me?
You coming through?
No goodbye, please, no. What is funny from now? Is he coming here like this?
She was subpoenaed.
By the defendant.
Oh, well then why didn't she at least come up the private elevator?
Well, you know as well as I do that Vicky never required any special treatment.
I think they're about to start.
Don't worry, he'll be here. He's under subpoena.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on him for anything, believe me.
All right. Please be seated.
Don't stare.
Call your next witness, Mr. Callison.
People call Mr. Lawrence.
Put your right hand on the Bible. In the case now in hearing, do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Be seated.
State your name and address, please.
Mitchell C. Lawrence. Live in San Francisco, although I'm temporarily residing in Vernon Inn.
How did that come about?
Well, I came east to visit Tina Clayton.
The defendant.
That's right.
When was that?
That was, I think, May this year.
You came back to renew an acquaintance.
Yes.
Now, how did you find the defendant? Was she at all changed from when you'd known her in San Francisco?
I'm afraid so.
In what way?
Objection, Your Honor. Counsel is asking the witness to draw a conclusion he's not qualified to do.
I will rephrase, Your Honor. Mr. Lawrence, what unusual activity was Tina Clayton involved in when you arrived in Landview?
Well, she was trying to establish a relationship with Victoria Buchanan, claim the Lord name and what she thought was her share of fortune.
Did this consume a great deal of her time and energy?
Yes.
Now, how did she go about this? Did she approach Mrs. Buchanan directly?
On several occasions, her and her husband both, and anybody else who would listen.
Yeah, before counsel objects, I'll establish. Mr. Lawrence, you were an eyewitness to some of these confrontations, yes?
Yes.
As were many other people.
I'd say it was pretty much common knowledge to just everybody in the whole town.
Was there any personal animosity between the defendant and Victoria Buchanan?
Tina was very bitter towards her. Yeah.
How about Mr. Buchanan?
Oh, she hated him. Well, he hated her,
Objection,
too.
Your Honor.
Mr. Lawrence, when you left for your business trip to Miami the week before Harry O'Neill was killed, would you say that there was a high degree of friction between the defendant and Victoria Buchanan?
I would.
Now, are you aware that the defendant has accused you of killing Harry O'Neill?
I am.
Do you have any idea why?
Callison, I've been trying to figure that out myself. Unless she's trying to protect somebody,
You and she were engaged to be married, were you not?
That's right.
So why you of all people?
Well, she knew that I could clear myself. After all, I was in Miami. I was 1,000 miles away.
That's not true. He was here. He was once here.
Yes, it is. Our time's coming.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Your witness.
One Life to Live will continue in a moment.
So, Lawrence, what's your occupation?
I'm an art dealer.
That's what you're ostensibly doing in Miami?
That's what I was actually doing in Miami.
On July the 12th?
Beg your pardon?
On the day that Harry O'Neill was murdered, you did business in the art galleries in Miami. You met people for lunch, conducted...
Yeah, actually, that day I didn't.
Oh, really?
No, I remember now. I had this big business meeting the night before. I was really beat. I said to myself, I'm not going to work tomorrow, and I took the day off.
So you spent the entire day in your hotel room?
No, that day I went down the beach. I took a swim. I rented this day sailor, took that out for
Your Honor, I don't know why Mr. O'Neill is wasting our time. It's been established that Mr. Lawrence was in Miami on July 12th.
All day long, Counselor?
It has already been verified by the Miami Police Department that he was there.
Both of you. Gentlemen, I can't have this in my court. Counsel arguing with each other in front of the jury.
I'm sorry.
So am I.
What is the object of these questions, Mr. O'Neill?
Your Honor, defense is fair to show that Mitch Lawrence was not in Miami, that he was here in Landview. Now, if you allow us to proceed.
Very well. I'm going to allow the questions and answers to stand for the time being. Proceed, Mr. O'Neill.
Thank you, Your Honor. It's a very handsome watch you have there. Lawrence, where did you get possession of it?
It was a gift from the defendant.
May I see it, please?
Objection, Your Honor, irrelevant, immaterial.
Your Honor, the defense is prepared to show that that watch ties Mitch Lawrence into the scene of Harry O'Neill's shooting.
Oh, no. Now, we're using the defendant in some very strange way to...
Please. You're trying my patience, both of you.
Sorry, Your Honor. Mitch Lawrence is wearing a watch. It has a band made out of lapis lazuli, like this stone that was found in the Colesmith rooming house. So, if it matches his watch, isn't that relevant?
It might place him at that location, Your Honor, but not when Harry O'Neill was killed.
All right, look, I'll cover that. Just please trust me.
All right, but you're stretching the limit, Mr. O'Neill. Don't expect any more favors. Objection overruled.
Mr. Lawrence, you ever seen this?
I don't know.
Well, then let's have a look at your watch and see if there isn't a link missing that this matches. Please. Your Honor, the defense wishes to enter this watch and this link as Defense Exhibit A, and we will show exactly where...
Yes, Mr. O'Neill?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. We withdraw the request.
No stone missing, Mr. O'Neill?
Sorry, Your Honor. There's been some mistake.
No, you're wrong. There is no mistake here. No, he found out about it. Don't you see, Your Honor? He had the stone replaced. Don't you see? He was in the room that day.
Order, please. Order. Your Honor, I'm sorry. May we have a brief recess so that my client can close his up?
By all means. Court will recess for 10 minutes.
All right.
What on earth? Do you know what that was about?
No, except that it seems to have blown up in Tina's face.
Oh, Tina, really, I am so sorry. Yeah, I really thought we had him, but he just got smart at us again. I suppose he knew what I was looking for in his room. He had to. He had to have figured it out. No, there is no way in the world we are going to be able to prove that he was in the room that day.
Excuse me, folks. Now, look. I want you to get on this right away. Get water. Do whatever you have to do. We're running out of time. It's going to cost extra. Hey, look, I don't care. I want you to hit every watch repair shop, every jewelry store here in Landview. Find out if anybody put one of these links into a man's watch. You got it? Gotcha. Get going, man. Go. Pretty desperate, huh?
What?
Well, obviously, they were trying to play snitch at the scene of the murder.
They?
Only from what I just heard, Dorian must have been in on it.
But how? Oh, you mean that they searched the room?
Yes. And apparently, whatever they found, led up a blind alley.
Or else Mitch Lawrence has managed to cover his tracks.
Wait a minute, sweetheart. Are you telling me that you think Tina is innocent and that Mitch did it?
I think so, more than ever. There's something about him, about this whole sequence of events. Don't ask me to explain it because I don't have a logical explanation, but every instinct in me says that Tina is innocent.
All right, for the sake of argument, let's say she is. How in the world is she going to prove it?
She can't. Not without Nicole.
Oh, yes, of course. Has your detective already left? It's like looking for a needle in a haystack, honestly. Look, maybe what you better do is call me to the stand.
What could you testify to?
I can testify to the fact that Miss Lawrence almost killed me last night.
The material.
Oh, all right then. I could testify that I saw that the link was missing from the clock.
But you didn't.
So, I say that I did. And you would do that for me? Of course.
She might, but I'm not going to let her. That's perjury.
So it'll be on my head.
Oh, it'll be on mine, too. Don't you understand? I could be disbarred. You'd go to prison. Now, our only hope is if Connolly and Waters find something on this link.
By the time those two flat feet start running around, Miss Lawrence could be 5,000 miles away.
Oh, I doubt that very seriously.
Why?
Because he's having too much fun and he's in the clear. Why would he draw attention to himself? All right. Seated, please.
Witness is reminded he's still under oath.
Well, don't worry, Your Honor.
Continue, Mr. O'Neill.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Redirect.
No, Your Honor.
Witness is excused.
Your Honor, the people rest.
Are you ready, Mr. O'Neill?
One moment, Your Honor. See, look, I'm going to call you to stand now.
Why?
Because we have to counteract Mitch's testimony while it's still fresh in the jury's mind.
But he's got all the points.
Don't start adding them up yet. Come on, compose yourself. Look serene. Your Honor, defense calls Tina Clayton. And so after approaching Mrs. Buchanan with a letter ostensibly written by Victor Lord, you'd reached the end of your rope, is that correct?
That's right. She wouldn't budge.
And that's when Mitch Lawrence showed up from California, correct? He'd heard of your dilemma. Now, how did he fit into this campaign of yours?
Well, he made suggestions. He coached me on how to talk to Vicky, and he did some research.
That's when he discovered the woman Nicole Smith.
Was seeing your brother.
For the record, that is Harry O'Neill.
I said we pieced everything together, and then, unbeknownst to me, he took a letter that my father, Victor Lord, had written, and he put it inside the program folder of the 50th anniversary banner. And after that, things moved pretty fast. Until he went too far.
And how did he do that?
He wrote, or shall I say, he forged a letter from Nicole Smith to Vicky.
Oh, why would he do that?
To push her over the edge. And to my knowledge, he has at least since then he's written one letter, maybe even two.
Your Honor, I would like to draw the court's attention to Prosecution Exhibit D. Is this one of the letters?
Barry. Oh, God. Harry. He has to know. He has to know.
Lord Manning, Denton speaking.
Mr. O'Neill, please.
Hold on a minute. I'll see if he's here. I'm sorry, it's not in. Any message?
Yes. Tell him Victoria Buchanan called. And I would like him to come to Lansdale, my house. Just as soon as he gets this message, it's very urgent that I speak to him, please.
Oh, sure thing, Mrs. Buchanan.
But you did everything in your power to persuade Mitch not to send those notes. Is that right?
Yes, I did, and he promised me he would not send them.
And that last one, you never saw it. Is that correct?
No. Because believe me, if I had, Harry O'Neill would never have gone to that room at 432 Jameson Street. Well, aren't you the handsome one?
How do you like the outfit?
I like it a lot. Is it new?
You are looking at Harry O'Neill's first summer suit ever.
Well, I think it's about time. Your management, right? You gotta look the part.
Mm-hmm.
But why do I get the idea that you're not all dolled up for business meetings?
Because I am going to dinner with Nicole Smith.
Nicole?
Yeah.
Where are you taking her?
She has invited me to dinner at her apartment on Jameson Street.
Well, you seem pretty happy about it.
Yeah, I'd be a liar if I said I wasn't.
Well, I'm real happy for you. I hope it works out this time. So go on, ask him. Go on, ask him if he didn't write that letter.
Please be seated, Miss Clayton. Counselor, I'm holding you responsible for seeing that your client does not give way to this kind of outburst again.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You know, you all right now?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you object so strongly to him sending those notes?
Because it would hurt Steve. It was very unfair to Vicky.
Did you feel that those notes possibly weren't necessary?
Look, 2 days before Mitch was supposed to have sent that last letter, Vicky called me up. She wanted me to come and talk to her at Land Fair, and I had no idea why, because we'd hardly been speaking. And told me that she had finally accepted the fact that I was her half-sister, and that she also accepted my claim to the lordship.
That must have made you very happy.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. I was also very shocked.
Did anyone else witness this conversation?
Clint did. Mr. Buchanan.
So both of them could corroborate your testimony?
I certainly hope so.
All right. Now let's go back to the events of July the 12th. When did you first see Nicole Smith that day?
I'm not sure of the exact time. I think it was around 2:30 that afternoon.
Where was it?
At the back street bar. It's near the river.
Did you recognize her immediately?
Well, sure, she had on the long red wig and everything. She was standing as close to me as you are.
And after she walked in, what happened then?
But at first I was so shocked I really didn't know what to do. Then when Nicole asked for some change to go make a phone call, I followed her, calling out to her, calling Vicky. But she wasn't paying any attention to me. She just wanted to speak to Harry O'Neill. I kept trying to tell her who she was, telling her that she was Vicky Buchanan, but she wasn't paying attention. She just got real upset, and she just let the phone drop and hang there, and she ran out of the bar. I was so surprised I didn't know what to do, and then But the first thing I did was I called Clinton's office, but I couldn't reach him, so I tried to find out where Nicole lived. And I ran right over there.
And that would be the rooming house at 432 Jameson, right?
Yes, that's correct.
You know, very important. When you got there, was Nicole Smith alone?
She was there with Mitch.
That would be Mitch Lawrence, correct?
Yes, it was him.
Now, I must object. Your Honor, this story is obviously a fabrication. I suggest it has been carefully rehearsed down to the last tearful...
Counselor, if you want to counteract...
Yes.
Sky is blue.
Continue.
I'm at her apartment.
I take it the phone's attended to.
Yes.
Good. What about the rest of the apartment?
Still searching, but nothing so far. Do you want the surveillance to go on?
Of course. She must be watched every moment. Ring off, please.
I'm going to sustain your objection, Mr. Callison.
Exception.
Noted. You must lay your groundwork, Mr. O'Neill.
Just trying to save the court time.
I understand, but nevertheless.
Thank you, Athena, Mr. Callison is obviously not going to let us go in a straight line, so we'll have to back up a little bit. Objection.
Sustained. Strike counsel's last remarks. Jury will ignore them.
Sorry, Your Honor. Tina, you were obviously surprised to see Mitch at that rooming house. Why was that?
Because he said he was going to be in Miami on business through the 12th.
Did you try to telephone him there?
Yes, I did.
And did you reach him?
Not directly.
Well, what do you mean?
I mean, I called him, but he was never there. I just left a message for him, and he called me back later.
So, you had no way of knowing where those phone calls came from. Is that correct?
That's absolutely right. He could have called me from anywhere, from Inland View, from right around the corner.
Yes. Sustained. Strike witness's last answer.
All right. I'll rephrase, Your Honor. Tina, you had absolutely no way of ascertaining where those phone calls originated from, correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I must object further. Mr. Lawrence's presence in Miami has been thoroughly established. He signed room service bills. He purchased drinks by the pool. He accepted those telephone messages from
So you followed my instructions to the letter.
I kept a low profile. I didn't get too chummy with anybody.
But you were seen in and around the hotel.
Every day.
Where?
The bar, the coffee shop, restaurant. Mr. Block, this is one of the easiest assignments that I've ever had.
The hotel personnel, though, got to know you.
Oh, yes, and I signed all the tabs Mitchell Lawrence, like you told me. But the fact remains, at no time was my client able to reach Mitchell Lawrence. He could have hired somebody to impersonate him, to sign telephone bills.
Objection. Sustained.
All right, Tina, we're going to go back to the event.
The actor that was in the movie. Yeah. The one that got mugged in the elevator. He knew Mitch.
We have to go
I gotta
back
think about it.
and
Even look like.
and to recap. You arrived at the rooming house at 4032 Jameson. What did you see there? Tina, now I'll ask you the question again. What did you see when you arrived at the rooming house?
Whips out the gun. He's going to shoot this guy. You, the heroine that you are, you charge him. You grab the gun. This is how the fingerprints get on the gun, okay? Also explains how the bullet got up in the ceiling. Now, Clint, by the way, is wearing gloves. He's a lot like me. He's a very smart guy, okay? Listen. Harry tries to take off, okay? Clint says, stop! He turns around, ba-boom! Clint shoots him right in the heart.
Tina, please, answer the question. What did you see when you arrived at that rooming house?
This is Steve Bell. Tomorrow, updates on the baseball strike. If you're planning to travel in September, we'll have tips on how to do it inexpensively. And we'll talk with Barbara Eden and Mariette Hartley on Good Morning America.
Tomorrow at 8/7 Central, terror grips the heart of the city when a deadly snake gets loose in Venom, a network television premiere on the ABC Thursday night movie. Parental discretion is advised. Then, was it mercy killing or murder? How a Florida man's love for his wife drove him to kill her on 2020. Crisco protects Felicia on General Hospital, following an ABC News brief next.
Behind the Orange Curtain, tonight at 7:30.
Now, she doesn't see her mother right away.
Right.
Okay? Not until Gina sits down opposite you. Then you've got to give her that big look that says, what the hell are you doing here? Okay?
Okay. Let's just go for a taste, all right? I'm ready.
Yeah? Okay, let's go. You extras. Now, when Gina comes in, I want you to start making your moves. Come with me. And, Gina, don't you worry about having to push your way through, okay?
Okay.
Because you see your daughter right away.
I am so glad that I was able to talk Asa into letting us shoot this movie here. This is going to be so good for our business. I just know it. Clay, I can't tell you how much we really appreciate this.
Okay, let's go. Quiet, everybody. This is the take. Camera?
Rolling. Speed.
Late?
Backfire scene 39A. Take 1. Sound 15. Marker.
And action.
Surprise. I never expected to see you here. I never thought I'd find you. The truth is, I'm sorry, Woody.
Cut! Oh, come on. You had the lines perfect in rehearsal. What's the matter?
I'm sorry, I got distracted.
Yeah, and I know who distracted her. I never knew anyone to have that effect on a lady.
Tina, would you like me to repeat the question? On what happened when you walked into Goldsmith's room on July the 12th?
Did you understand the question, Miss Clayton?
Yes. Yes, I did, Johanna. Mitch was there, and he grabbed me, he pulled me into the room, and he had a gun.
Nicole Smith was there also.
Yes, she was. She was sitting in there, and she was just staring out in his face.
Staring?
Well, it's like she was drunk or drugged or something.
Objection. Let's get out of here.
Well, what then?
Then Mitch told me that I should never have come there, that I just ruined everything.
What do you mean by that?
He said he had a plan. He had it all worked out. He was going to kill Clint Buchanan. And he was going to frame Nicole Smith.
showed
You
you in the
mean Gina
library?
blew her lines because we walked in here?
Don't worry about it, babe.
Let me tell you something.
Okay, we'll go for another take right away. Places, please. Stand by.
Couldn't we take a little break, please?
Okay, everybody, take 5. Save the light.
I'm sorry. Julietta, dear, could you give me something cool to drink from the bar? Non-alcoholic and diet. Oh, Gina, are you all right? What do you think? Oh, it's so hot under all those lights. But I must say, this is a marvelous location for the sea. Did you have anything to do with it?
Well, not exactly, Gina.
Don't be modest. I know this is your restaurant. Have we met?
Friend Chapin, near the pond.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, but forget the senor. I'm from Keokuk, Iowa. Asa, you must think I'm a rank amateur for blowing the scene like that.
Oh, no, Gina. We shouldn't have walked in at this time. We called it.
No, a professional should never let her concentration waver.
Oh, honey, you know, what the hell? You're human. Where are your cue cards?
What, cue cards? Oh, you said cue? This is a class act, your fault.
Gina, I was executive producer on a film, Blood Moon.
I don't think I'd advertise that if I was you.
Well, you see, I'll tell you, I had cue cards for everybody, kind of lighten the load for the actors as much as possible, because, it's their faces hanging out there in front of God and everybody.
This is a professional production, boss.
What the hell was Blood Moon?
I call it a noble effort.
Bo, let me talk to you for a minute. I got a few ideas on how to cut a few corners here on this sequence. Save us some money for the big production numbers.
Okay.
Well, Asa, you are truly a Renaissance man, aren't you? Oil man, entrepreneur, filmmaker.
Don't forget Dirt Bomb.
Beg pardon?
That's right, but it didn't hurt to have 3,000 feet down the South 40 some oil bearing sand.
And you had the gumption and foresight to drill a well right there.
Our blind luck and the advice of a fairly good geologist. Otherwise, Asa wouldn't be here talking to you right now.
You think thou art to be modest.
Shoot, that's Shakespeare, isn't it?
Asa Buchanan, you may act like a barefoot country boy, but don't fool me for a minute. I can see those $300 pair of shoes you're wearing.
Wait, it's a couple $100 shy, but seriously, how is the work going?
Oh, it's marvelous. And Mimi, she is so talented, so empathetic. I just love doing scenes with her.
I discovered you.
I'm impressed. Well, you must pride yourself on your insight into people.
Well, yeah. I guess I kind of do know what makes a critter tick.
Asa, a gal can't put anything over on you, can they?
Tina, try to repeat as nearly as you can Mitch's exact words.
He said something about how Kurt was on his way and he was going to walk in there any minute, and Nicole was going to shoot him. And then they were going to put her away. They were going to send her to jail. They were going to put her away for the rest of her life. I can remember it. I can see him saying that to me, and then he told me to leave.
But you didn't leave.
We've got to get her out of here.
I tried. She won't go.
I tried to talk him out of it. I really tried. I told him that I couldn't let him kill Clint. I couldn't let him do that, that wasn't worth... It wasn't worth landfare. It wasn't worth any of the money. It wasn't worth the learning. Or any of it. He told me that he was doing this for me. And my inheritance, my father, Victor Lord, he wrote this letter. And in the letter he said that if Vicky should ever resume this other personality, that everything was going to go to me. All of it, the Lord name, everything, but Vicky, please. Vicky, you've got to believe me. I never meant to hurt you. I would never have done that. You've got to believe me, please.
Please, Miss Clayton, sit down. Say, let's get the defendant a drink of water. Would you like to call a recess, Mr. O'Neill?
Thank you, Your Honor, but... One second. Take a deep breath. It's up to you.
I think I better do this. I better get this all out now. Can I just have a minute, please?
We should have given her a partner's picture. It's a great performance.
Oh, completely.
Well, I can almost see her getting away with this. See the jury? She's got half of them sniveling along with her.
What's going on?
He's just like Mitch Lawrence at the scene of the crime. Well, of course, he's probably to Brazil by now.
Wrong.
How do you know?
I put a tail on him.
Right. You are astute. Of course, I should have realized that a long time ago.
Do you mean before you started playing detective and damn near got yourself killed?
Enough. I've already gotten that lecture from Herb.
Oh. You gonna take this time?
Do you feel able to continue, Miss Clayton?
Look at that.
Yes, I do.
The judge is turning the trial over to her.
I do.
Now, Tina, you were telling us that you were trying to talk Mitch out of doing what he was going to do, right?
I tried to, but it wasn't any use. He had a gun.
Try to take it away from him.
Of course I tried to take it away from him, but he's a lot stronger than I am. I saw it. I decided I had to play along with him.
How did you play along?
First I tried to calm him down. I figured I had to get Nicole out of there, but she wouldn't move. She was just a dead weight. I couldn't do it, so I had to come on to him.
And how did you do that? How did you come on to him?
I figured I had to embrace him, so I pretended that I thought this was all just a great idea and that I really found him irresistible, which he believed all the time anyway. So I went and I embraced him, and when I embraced him, I grabbed the gun. I actually grabbed it. I got it away from him, and he came after me. I couldn't use it on him. I couldn't stop him, and then he got the gun again, and we struggled with it, and the shot went off in the ceiling, and that's when I cut my wrist. That's when I cut it on his watch band, and when the shot went off, then there was a knock on the door. And he turned me on the sofa, and Harry walked in, and he shot him. He shot him, I think, before he even knew that it was Harry, and that Harry...
Harry was dead.
He dropped the gun and he ran. He left me there. He told me that. 5 minutes before he told me that he really loved me.
You say Mr. Lawrence was in Nicole Smith's room on Jameson Street on the afternoon of July 12th.
Yes, that's correct.
You heard the testimony in this courtroom. Mr. Lawrence was in Miami, Florida on that day. How could he have been on Jameson Street?
Objection, Your Honor. Counsel is asking the witness to speculate.
Overruled. Please answer the question.
Look, I don't know how he got his alibi, all right, but I know that Mitch is quite a schemer.
Now, are you suggesting that he planned an alibi in advance?
Well, he wasn't in Miami. He was right here in Landview where he killed Harry O'Neill.
Miss Clayton, please confine your remarks to the question.
Yes, all right. And you say that you and Dorian Lord discovered a piece of a jeweler's stone known as lapis lazuli in Nicole Smith's room. In other words, at the scene of the murder.
Yes, actually, she found it, and I recognized it right away as being part of the watch band of Mitch's watch.
Wasn't that rather remarkable?
What?
The fact that the police didn't turn up the stone in their search of the room, a search which must have been exhaustive, and yet you and Dorian Lord strolled into the room, and within a few minutes you found it.
It wasn't in plain sight. It was hidden in the rug.
Yes. And you don't think that the police searched the rug in a room where a murder has been committed?
She was in her stocking feet.
What do you mean?
I mean, she had her shoes on. She stepped on the stone. It was hidden in the rug. I mean, anybody with any shoes on would have just overlooked it.
Miss Clayton, you are full of interesting details.
Objection, Your Honor. Counsel is badgering the witness.
Mr. Callison, I'll ask you to confine your remarks to the appropriate question.
Yes, Your Honor. My apologies to the witness. I didn't mean to badger you. I'm sorry. So, tell me about the lapis stone.
I think we all know what a lapis stone looks like. It's just that the links of Mrs. Watt's band were made out of lapis.
Are you referring to the watch that you bought Mr. Lawrence's gift?
Yes.
That is yours? Did you buy it?
Yes.
Must have been a very expensive purchase.
Yes, it was.
And these little lapis stones, each one of them fit into an individual link of the watch band. It must be a rather common occurrence for them to come loose, get lost.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, the jeweler told me I should buy some extra stones.
And did you? Miss Clayton, you're under oath. You can subpoena the jeweler if necessary.
Yes, I bought 4 extra stones.
And you took one of them along when you went to the rooming house with Dorian Lord, didn't you?
No!
And when she wasn't looking, you dropped it into the rug, and lo and behold, she found it.
I did
now,
not
you
do
say
that.
that Mitchell Lawrence thought of everything, but it was really you, wasn't it? Even to the point of covering your tracks and laying the whole thing off on somebody else. No further questions.
Redirect.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tina, bearing in mind what Mr. Callison said about being under oath, and remembering that an oath is a sacred pact. It's a covenant with God. Did you tell the truth here today?
Yes.
Every word?
Every word.
Did you kill Harry O'Neill?
No.
Do you know who did?
Mitch Lawrence.
Did you see it with your own eyes?
Yes, I saw it.
Who else saw it?
Vicky Buchanan. Nicole Smith.
Witness may step down.
I believe her.
All that matters is what they believe. I still think she's guilty.
Call your next witness, Mr. O'Neill.
Defense calls Victoria Buchanan.
Your Honor, may I approach the record? You have your case.
Very well.
Your Honor, this is an affidavit from Dr. Marcus Hope stating that it would be a grave risk to Mrs. Buchanan's mental health were she to take the stand. As you can see, the word he uses is dangerous.
Your Honor, you've heard the defendant's testimony. Now, Victoria Buchanan was an eyewitness. The prosecution is trying to stifle the defense.
Talking about a woman's emotional health.
And I'm waiting for my client's life.
I will not have this squabbling in my courtroom. Is Dr. Polk available?
He's standing by.
If you'll ask him to join us, we can discuss this civilly in chambers. Court is recessed for 30 minutes.
All right.
What was that about?
I don't know.
Look, I have to put in an appearance at the movie this afternoon. All right, I'll be back as soon as I can.
Darling, what is going on?
They're discussing whether or not you should take the stand.
How do you know that?
I told Dr. Polk to sign a statement with the court.
Even after you and I discussed it?
Honey, I did it for your own protection. I'm going to make damn sure it sticks. Stay with it, Jenny. Excuse me, honey.
Vicky. Please just give me a minute here. I have to talk to you.
Joe, where are the...
Vicky, every word I spoke up there was the truth, but you are the only person who can help me prove it.
If you are asking Vicky to take the stand, that is being decided right now in the judge's chambers.
Ginny, I know that. He told me, all right? But, Vicky, if you even agreed to testify, no matter what the judge said...
Tina, how can I possibly help you?
What do you mean, how can you help me? You saw the whole thing.
But surely you must understand by now that I don't remember what happened.
Even after all the testimony here?
My mind is a total blank.
Well, maybe it would help if you just got up on the witness stand. Maybe if Dr. Polk tried to hypnotize you
Would
again.
you stop it? You are asking Vicky to risk her sanity, maybe her whole life.
Sheila, I'm trying to save my life here.
Tina, look. My testimony wouldn't help you. In fact, it might even damage you beyond repair. If we bring up the whole issue of Father's letter at the 50th anniversary banquet, or the fact that I slapped you in front of everybody, and the hostility that you must have felt toward me because of that, it would only go against you.
But you're talking hostility? I am talking about murder here. But Peter's not going to ask you about any of that.
But Herb would have to when you cross-examined her.
I know. I am willing to take my chances. Believe me, I am. Vicky, you accepted the fact that I am your half-sister and that I am a part of the Lord's family. But please, you're my only chance. You've got to help me, Vicky, please.
Don't I look okay?
Yeah, terrific, but then I'm a sucker for dimples.
No, I was kind of wondering.
About what?
Well, that maybe Pete was right.
Because of Tina's performance on the stand?
No, because it all makes sense from my dad's point of view.
Well, I don't follow you.
Okay, if what Tina is saying is true, I know my father, and if Nicole Smith was in trouble, he would have followed her. He would have gone to help her. I mean, remember what happened at the Backstreet Bar, right?
Yeah, your dad came in there and made like the Marines.
Yeah, and he promised me then that he would never get involved in anything like that.
Yeah, but we all know he was one stubborn Irishman.
Yeah, look where it got him. I don't know why I haven't been so brave.
Your Honor, Mrs. Buchanan has already submitted to hypnotism. We've made every effort to bring back Nicky Smith.
You see, if Mrs. Buchanan is drawing only on her conscious mind, she cannot contribute to our knowledge of what happened on July 12th. Am I right, Doctor?
Exactly.
Yes, but without that testimony, my client's story can't be corroborated. To hell with your client. What about my wife's mental health?
Mr. Buchanan, you're here on sufferance. You must remain silent.
Look, I understand how you feel. Believe me, I do. No, you don't. You don't even begin to understand it. Look, as Tina's attorney, my primary responsibility is to her defense. Vicky can't help you. How many times do I have to say it? Vicky wasn't there. Nicole Smith was there. Nicole Smith was there. Now she's gone, and God willing, she'll never come back.
Mr. Buchanan, this isn't getting us anywhere. I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to leave.
Your Honor.
It's all right now, Clint. You'd better let us handle it.
If you don't leave, I'll have to call an officer to escort you out. Excuse me, gentlemen. Your Honor, I am ready to take the stand.
No, honey.
Because there is a life at stake here. My sister's life is at stake. Please, Your Honor, I want to testify.
One Life to Live will continue in a moment.
Okay, we're still rolling, and this is the point at which you realize there's nothing more to be said. So you look at your mother, and then you decide it's time to leave. You ready? Action.
Cut! Why, Jenny is still at the courthouse. I think she may need me. I was wondering if you could see where he clearly give you the rest of the afternoon off.
Well, how do you know that?
Well, it's hard to explain, but we have this damn symbiotic
All right,
relationship.
okay, but first I want you to tell me something.
Sure.
How much do you know about that guy over there?
Well, that is Trent Chapin, Ace's lawyer and personal assistant.
Tell me something I don't know.
Well, they also do the same dirty job for Alex Crown, alias Alessandro Coronel.
Cornell mob family?
That's the one.
Asa knew that when he hired him?
Of course.
What is it, hitman?
Well, like I said, he did his dirty jobs for him.
Typical of people like that. They hire that lowlife to do their work for them, and then they walk around looking like angels.
Well, in the first place, nobody could mistake Asa Buchanan for an angel. In the second place, I used to do the same job.
You know, I was going to mention that, Brad, babe. What's happened? The track get a little too fast for you?
Well, too muddy.
Too muddy. You gotta compromise your principles, I suppose.
You find that hard to believe?
Yeah, well, listen, I got an assignment for you. I want you to work up some detail on this clown, Chapin.
Like what?
Like anything and everything, and be discreet.
Got it. I'll start first thing tomorrow.
No, today. After court. Now get out of here. Back to your lady. Thank you. Ciao, babe.
Okay. Now, to make your entrance, head high. You start by the table where your mother is.
Yeah.
You stop. You look at her and you freeze her with that look, right? And then before she has a chance to say anything, you just go on.
Okay.
Got it? All right. Tina, please.
You don't need me. This isn't the master shot.
I was hoping you'd want to help Mimi. Do you mind?
All right, let's try it. Go ahead, action. Ah, terrific, perfect. I wish it had been a take.
Oh, we can do it again as long as you give me that look again. It's perfect, really.
Oh,
Come on, that's great.
That was fantastic. He wasn't here. I don't want to mess up your makeup. I'm in awe of your talent, the way you just turn it on and off like that. It's fantastic.
You'll get your turn, Gina.
Really?
Oh, yeah, you heard Mimi say she couldn't do without.
And you believe her?
Yes, I believe her. Mimi King does not lie. She doesn't have a mean bone in her body.
What is it about Mimi that makes her so appealing to those two guys?
Oh, she's sensitive, she's bright, she stands up what she believes, she's honest. That's what I admire most in a woman, honesty.
Excuse me, Paul, you about ready to go to the courthouse?
Go ahead. I'll see you later.
Honesty. Tina, what's the matter? Nothing. I was just wondering. Wondering what? How long I can keep lying to a man who has such a high value on honesty.
Put your right hand on the Bible. Do you swear in the case now in hearing to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You seated?
Mrs. Buchanan, I'll try to be as brief as possible. I think it's important for the jury to understand your background, Tina Clayton.
Her mother, Irene Manning Clayton, was my closest friend and my roommate in college.
And when Irene Manning died, Tina came to live with you, is that correct?
Yes, that was Irene's wish. Tina is my godchild, so I was very happy to do it.
She's godchild.
Yes, that's right.
But you had no indication from Irene or anyone else that Victor Lord was Tina's father?
None whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Why do you suppose Irene didn't tell you?
I can only speculate.
No objection.
Well, I believe that Irene was ashamed of what had happened. And that she also wanted to spare me the humiliating realization of what my father had done.
Yes. What your father had done. But nonetheless, you have accepted Tina as your half-sister, is that correct?
Well, the evidence seems conclusive, yes.
When did you come to that conclusion?
I don't really remember the exact date. It was early in July sometime.
But it was before Harry Neal's murder.
Yes.
Now, you've heard the defendant's testimony about how that conversation took place and what happened. Is it essentially, substantially correct?
Yes, it was.
That you agreed to allow her to use the Lord name and had agreed to discuss her share of the Lord estate. Is that correct?
All that remained was to work out details.
So, Tina Clayton had no motive to continue her campaign of harassment. Is that correct?
I must object, Your Honor. There's no way Mrs. Buchanan could possibly know what was going on in the defendant's mind at that moment.
Sustained. Strike the question.
Let's go back a bit. Now, the evidence of Tina's parentage, that was made known to you some time ago, correct? And yet it wasn't until the 1st of July that you came to accept that evidence. Why did it take so long?
Because it reflected very badly on my father, whom I loved very much. It rather shattered my illusions about him.
I see. You didn't like the idea of him sleeping with a 19-year-old girl, your best friend. Is that correct?
Would you like to find that out about your father?
So you sought psychiatric help
Yes, Dr. Marcus.
to rid yourself of Nicole Smith so that you could finally, once and for all in your life, face the vision of your father in bed with Irene Manning, grappling with her, perhaps forcing himself on her, but most certainly impregnating her. Isn't that correct?
I can't bear it. I can't bear the thought of it now.
Why? Why?
Stop it.
What is the big deal? Did you have your father that much of a pedestal?
Yes, I did.
But you now know him for what he is, don't you? What he was, a sexual adventurer, a ruthless, powerful man, a despoiler of young women. Isn't that a fair description of Mr. Lord? Isn't it? Do you understand the question, Mr. Buchanan? Then answer it!
Objection, Your Honor. On what grounds? It is immaterial. Mr. Lord's character is not an issue in this case.
But his relationship with Irene Manning goes right to the possible motive for the defendant of murder.
I am going to overrule the objection, but Mr. O'Neill, I strongly suggest, in light of our discussion in chambers, that you modify your tone and avoid upsetting or badgering the witness.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I got carried away.
Yes, indeed you did.
Mr. Buchanan, I owe you an apology. Do you think possibly we might talk about my brother, about Harry O'Neill? About how well and how long you knew him?
I was a young girl when I met Harry for the first time. He worked at the Lord Manning plant, which my father owned. And my father used to take me there with him sometimes.
And you had contact with him throughout the years, right?
Yes, off and on.
And that contact became closer when he assumed the presidency of the company after change of ownership?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, and at no time, though, it was always a business relationship. Is that right?
Yes, it was a social one, too, to some extent. Our families became friendly.
But at no time was it a personal one.
No, of course it wasn't.
Yes. You had no inkling that Harry might have been a part of your other life?
No. None whatever. I still find that so hard to believe. Mr. O'Neill, your brother was such a fine man. He was a devoted father, a man of unquestioned integrity and honesty.
Are you saying that you can't imagine Harry taking up with a woman like Nicole Smith? Speak up, please. I didn't hear you.
Harry didn't know that I was Nicole Smith.
And yet, on July the 12th, you came into possession of some evidence which indicated that he had indeed taken up with Nicole Smith. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Please. Tell the jury about it.
It was about... It was about 11 o'clock in the morning, and the flowers were delivered. There was a note with them.
And you recognized the handwriting?
Yes, it was from her, from Nicole. I assumed it was from her. It was the same childish handwriting as other notes I had received.
What did this note say?
It said, Vicky. Vicky, why don't you get rid of Clint so Harry and I can be together? And it was signed Nick.
And that was the first inclination you had that you, that Nicole Smith was carrying on an affair with Harry O'Neill?
Yes. It just came out of the blue. I was so shocked. I just stood there, and all these thoughts went through my mind, thoughts about Nikki and how she was using me, how she was trying to destroy my marriage. And now she was trying to destroy Harry, and she was dragging him and his whole family in, and he didn't deserve it. I'm sorry.
All right, we understand. What did you do then?
I was upset and I was afraid. I called my husband, but he wasn't there, and I left a message. And then I realized that Harry had to be told.
You don't really think that he ever connected you with Nicole Smith?
Mr. O'Neill, I have told you no. Your brother was one of the most honorable, decent men I ever met. I'm a married woman. He would never have done that.
All right, you called Harry.
Yes, I called Harry at Lord Manning. He wasn't there, and I left a message that he should come to my house as soon as possible.
Then what?
I don't know. I think I called Jenny again. I don't know. After that, there was nothing. I blacked out.
Until when?
Hours later, I came to myself and I was in Nikki's room.
And your husband was there?
Yes, Clint was there. And Tina was there.
And my dead brother was there.
Yes. Oh, I suddenly realized I was wearing a wig. Oh, I was so horrified, and I tore it off, and I'm sorry, I think I became hysterical.
Now, let's go back. Let's go back to those hours of the blackout. Remember that blackout. Please try to remember. You have to remember some of the details.
I don't remember.
Don't remember meeting the defendant there in the back street bar?
Remember.
You don't remember encountering Mitch Lawrence of having a drink? The gun! What about the gun? The shot went off into the street, and then Harry burst through the door! You have to remember!
I have tried! Don't you think I've tried? I have tried so desperately! I can't!
Your Honor, counsel seems to be purposely trying to upset the witness. Now, Dr. Polk is warned.
Quite so, Mr. O'Neill. If you persist in harassing the witness.
Forgive me, Your Honor. That wasn't my intention.
I'd like to be convinced of that, Counselor. Would you like a moment to compose yourself, Mrs. Buchanan?
Your Honor, could I have a moment to confer with my
Would
client?
you like a recess?
No, just a short moment will do, please.
I've been so wrong. I've been so terribly wrong in blaming Vicky for everything that happened to my father. Anybody can see it wasn't her fault.
Sweetheart, it's a perfectly natural thing.
I just want to go right up there and apologize to her right now.
He's going to stop this.
Clint, I'll do what I can, but we're on tricky ground here.
What are you talking about? Well, Pete O'Neill is out to get her.
Look, if we try to stifle him and we have any success, then the defense will have clear grounds for an appeal. We'll have to go through the whole trial again.
You mean with Vicky?
Yes, of course. If they'll only help me look, I'll do everything I can to shield.
I know you will. I know.
I appreciate it.
Glad you guys could make it.
Yeah. Looks like Vicky's going to be able to get through this, Glenn. Don't worry.
She's a strong woman.
Well, if she doesn't, I'm going to hold those two to blame for this.
Yeah, we need to hang in there.
Are you ready to resume, Mrs. Buchanan?
Mr. Buchanan, you've said you've tried very hard to remember. Did you do anything in particular to try to jog your memory?
Yes. I asked Dr. Polk to put me under hypnosis.
With the hopes of bringing Nicole Smith back.
Yes.
But you were unsuccessful.
Yes. The trauma of seeing Harry shot submerged Nikki.
Permanently?
In all probability, Ask him. He's right
No,
there.
that's all right.
Please.
That's all right. That's all right. We don't... I trust you. I trust you. Do you think Tina Clayton is guilty as charged?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained. You should know better than that, Mr. O'Neill.
Your Honor, please, I beg of you, if she has an opinion, perhaps it comes from her subconscious as Nikki.
No, I have already ruled. Noted.
Mrs. Buchanan. Now, you have tried very hard to remember, right? And you could have been excused for medical reasons.
Yes.
But you wanted to testify, right?
Yes.
You wanted to because Tina Clayton asked you to testify. Is that correct?
Yes.
Because she's your sister and you aren't having the power to help her. Is that correct?
Because I want to find out what the truth is, yes.
Yes, but you must admit this yearning for the truth, this willingness to face reality is a tremendous departure on your part, isn't it?
I don't understand you.
Yes. You have to admit, at least where your sainted father is concerned, your willingness to face reality, your willingness to not face it, caused my client tremendous harm. And as a matter of fact, your blindness jeopardized and victimized her as much as Mitch Lawrence.
What?
Your Honor.
Don't you understand she is facing a death penalty because once more Victoria Buchanan is standing in her way?
No, what do you want?
Have you ever seen anyone die in an electric chair?
What?
You ever seen electricity pass through her body, to her body, and to your
Mrs. Buchanan, are you all right? Mrs. Buchanan? I asked you, Mrs. Buchanan, are you all right?
Come on, Mrs. Buchanan. What are you people talking about? Wait a minute. What's this? Somebody trying to pin a rap on me?
This is Charles Gibson, a bonus for American tourists in Europe, the impromptu carnival in the streets of Paris. Tomorrow on World News This Morning before Good Morning America.
Tomorrow at 8/7 Central, 3 great hours of comedy begin with Webster. Then it's Avery Schreiber on The Comedy Factory, followed by Benson and Ed Asner's back on Off the Rack. After, it's outtakes from MASH on Life's Most Embarrassing Moments. Can Scorpio save Holly from Sean? Stay tuned for General Hospital, following an ABC News brief next. Valentina's latest, tonight at 7:30.
Please, no. You were too far.
Mrs. Buchanan, are you all right? Mrs. Buchanan? I asked you, Mrs. Buchanan, are you all right?
Come on, Mrs. Buchanan. What are you people talking about?
Bernard. Who's this? Somebody trying to pin a rap on me? Somebody gonna tell me why I'm here? What's in the courtroom?
Oh, God.
What?
State your name, please.
My name is Nicole Smith. What I'm doing here?
This is trial, Miss Smith.
Leave her alone!
Listen to me.
Mr. Buchanan, I'll have to find you in contempt. Please sit down.
What's going on? What are you doing all this? Am I on trial? I didn't do anything. The poor thing.
These are extraordinary circumstances. I must have cooperation. Miss Smith, we're conducting a trial regarding the circumstances of the death of Harry O'Neill.
Oh, God, Harry. My Harry was shot. Harry's dead.
Yes, Mr. Lawrence. Listen, I missed lunch. Do you think you could bring me up an early dinner, like maybe some roast beef, string beans, something like that, salad, whatever? All right? 7:10.
Sure, Miss Lawrence. Be about a half an hour. Perfect.
Doesn't seem too concerned that Tina accused him of murder.
Well, I don't think the police are taking any chances. That man who just followed us out of here?
Yeah.
He's been in the lobby all day. I would bet you and me and his cop.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope the police are keeping on top of this case.
You tried to help him, but it was too late.
Who killed Harry O'Neill?
Your Honor, in deference to this woman...
Leave her alone! That's enough! Can't you see?
Stop! A 30-minute recess. I want this courtroom cleared of all spectators and the jury. Dr. Pope and Mrs. Rinaldi and Mr. Buchanan, you may stay.
All right.
Counselors. Counselors, approach the bench.
Please, can I go home? I just want to be alone.
Your Honor, she can't be allowed to leave this courtroom.
Stay away from her. This unruly behavior must cease. For this woman's sake, as well as for any pretense of courtroom decorum. Dr. Polk, you may take your patient into my chambers and see if she can compose herself.
Your Honor, I am concerned that she's my wife, and I want to go with her.
Of course,
No.
yes, you may. And Mrs. Rinaldi.
I don't know any of you. What do you all want from me? I don't know you.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Please, trust us. No one's going to harm you. Come with us.
I'll go with Danny.
heavy.
I hope you're proud of yourself, hotshot. You just shattered one of the finest people on God's green earth for this 10-cent little tramp. And I won't forget it.
So, what's going to happen now?
Miss Clayton, return to your seat. Now, let's see if we can have a rational discussion. This court has never seen such behavior, gentlemen.
Yes, Mr. O'Neill, you've managed to turn this proceeding into street theater.
You would do the same thing, counsel, if your client's life was at stake? Come on, Nicole Smith was the only eyewitness.
She's an emotionally ill woman. I'll have to research the legal precedents, if there are any for a situation like this.
Your Honor, please. She could turn back into Victoria Buchanan at any minute, and with it, a total loss of memory as to who killed my brother.
How can we ask that woman to testify?
Because we have to. Because we may not get another chance. You really want to win this case so bad you'd let Mitch Lawrence get away?
No proof he did anything.
Oh, come on. Would Tina ask Nick Cole to testify, to tell everything she saw if it weren't the truth?
And as angry as I was, particularly as how sorry I feel for her right now, I want to go up to her and put my arms around her and have a good long cry with her about my dad, the man that she loved, and really for her, too, for all this anguish that she's had to go through.
It's incredible. I didn't think that she was real, or this was real. I don't even know. It's like you can't believe it until you see it.
You know, Nicole, to her, this murder just happened all these weeks haven't even passed for her. You know, I remember my dad complaining about she would never say where she was and she would disappear.
And that time his car broke down. And he left it there while he tried to get help. And he came back and she was gone.
Must have all made sense the day he realized who Nicky really was.
I suggest that we go into my chambers and see what shape Nicole Smith is in right now. That will determine my decision.
Kate.
All right. When I come out of that room, I'll be with Nicole Smith as a witness.
Captain. Yeah, I just got a report from Parker. Miss Lawrence went back to the Vernon Inn, ordered some food from room service, and went to his room.
Doesn't sound like you troubled much by Tina's testimony.
I wonder how he'll react when he finds out Mickey Smith is around and able to testify.
Well, if she corroborates Tina's story, he's going to be one frantic guy.
Yeah, maybe he's dangerous.
Captain, I want to go back on duty right now, park myself outside the hotel just
about to tell you that. Take a couple of uniforms with you.
Yes, sir. Now, you'll be right with Dorian.
Yeah, but where are you going? Did Ed Hall find out something? Is it Mitch?
We just want to be ready if we find out it is Lawrence. You'll be fine. You take care of yourself.
I just can't figure it. Harry was such a good man. He was just the best.
And we all respected him very much.
Did you know Harry?
Yeah. Clint knew him, too. They were good friends. Isn't that right, Clint?
Yes, it is.
What about his daughters? How are they?
They are doing it. They're doing as well as could be expected.
And Joy. She's his baby. She lost her mother just when she was very little, and now she has to lose her father, too. I just hope she realizes what a terrific fella he was.
How much longer are you going to let this continue?
Clint, we can't attack this woman with all kinds of facts about her real being. I'm not at all sure what would happen.
Yes, but won't discussing it just make her stronger?
Now, look, we have to be very careful. Now, listen to me, Clint. We have to be very careful that we don't turn her into a completely hysterical human being.
who loses all sense of reality. Excuse me, but surely we all agree that the question has to be put to...
We agree on nothing.
Clint, let's talk quietly about this, all right?
Please, Mr. Buchanan, we must.
Yes.
Jenny, you seem like you're really nice. Can't you convince him to let me go home?
We can't go home until a couple of things are decided.
Oh, God.
The fact is, your wife, as Nicky Smith, did witness the murder.
What if talking to her about it just agitates her more?
Mr. Buchanan, in all due respect, we have a larger issue here.
Clint, do you hate Tina so much you let my brother's killer get away?
Shut up! Listen to me. If Tina was framed by Miss Lawrence, we have a right to know it.
Dr. Polk.
Now, Clint, is there really a choice?
All right, ask her. Ask her and get it over with, but I don't want him doing it. I don't care who asks.
I'll handle it. Mrs. Rinaldi, please. Miss Smith, are you feeling any better?
You know, none of this makes any sense to me. I mean, nobody will even tell me what I'm doing here or how I got here or anything.
As I explained earlier, there's a trial going on for the murder of Harry O'Neill, and we're trying to ascertain the guilt or innocence of the defendant, Tina Clayton.
What? Tina? Oh. Well, what's she on trial for?
She's accused of killing Harry O'Neill.
What? Well, she didn't do it. It was that guy Midge.
Thank you, Nicole.
What for? I don't understand. Didn't you all arrest Miss Lawrence?
The evidence pointed to Tina Clayton.
What, are you crazy? She tried to help me. She tried to get me out of there. She tried to stop me from shooting Harry.
Mr. Callison, I direct that Miss Lawrence be taken into custody immediately.
Yes, Your Honor. So, for the first time in our life, Tina told the truth. Dr. Polk, it is time for you to take over now.
Wait a minute. He wanted to kill you. I just remembered that. I heard Mitch and Tina arguing about that. He wanted to kill you, but then Harry came in. I didn't know Harry was coming.
We have to reconvene court. We have to put her on the stand.
Your Honor, you can't do that. She has been through enough.
Everything she's been telling us has to be put on the record.
Dr. Polk, do something.
Wait a minute.
I'm not sure I agree, Clint.
Wait a minute. You all want me to go out there and to tell everybody how Harry was killed? Right now? My God, it only happened a few minutes ago. Arrangements have to be made for the funeral and for everything.
Miss Smith, you understand how upset you are.
Nicole, everything has been taken care of. Harry was shot a few weeks ago.
What? Well, where have I been?
Dr. Polk, you have to do something. I'm sure I agree. Herb, what the hell is going on here?
Look, in all fairness to Tina and in the long run to your wife, you should testify now.
Yes, it could be exactly what would bring the country together.
Will you stop talking about that woman?
Face of the world. Saying exactly how Harry was murdered. It may make her realize there's nothing to live for. There's no friend in sight. It could make her know what an empty existence she's living. And then she'd finally be gone for good.
And what if it doesn't? Jenny. What should I do?
I don't know. Maybe once Nicole rids her conscience of all this, she'll go away forever.
Maybe, but what if it doesn't?
The point is that right now she's Nicky Smith.
And Mrs. Smith is an essential witness in this case.
He has bullied my wife all afternoon, and now you want me to say, okay, go ahead and bully her some more.
I have no reason to bully this witness.
Yeah, because you got what you want, right?
Wait a minute. You all are talking like I'm not here. And like I'm nuts or something. Well, I got right, and I'm not going back out there. The man that I love was just killed. I just want to be left alone.
Miss Smith, if you will cooperate with us now, your testimony will go on the official record, and you won't have to testify when Miss Lawrence is brought to trial.
Yeah, but I really would be a lot more up to it in a couple of weeks.
Listen to me for just a minute. You told us that Tina tried to help you and that she tried to keep Harry from being shot. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So what you have to do is you have to try to help Tina now, and you have to tell the truth about what you saw.
Nicole, do it for my brother.
What?
Harry Neal was my brother.
The way Ed shot out of here, it must mean that Mickey told them that Mick did it.
Well, let's hope he's got men stationed at the Vernon Inn so that they can move in immediately.
Yeah, unless Mitch has already checked out 10 steps ahead of everybody as usual.
No, nobody can stay lucky 100% of the time.
You know what I keep thinking about? What if his scheme had worked? What if then Clint would be dead? Vicky would be locked up somewhere for the rest of her life, and I would be spending the rest of my life curled up next to a killer.
Let's just hope that Miss Lawrence will be curled up in a nice, cozy jail cell by tonight.
We interrupt our program to bring you a special news bulletin from the Lantano County Courthouse. Under the harsh questioning of Tina Clayton's defense attorney, Peter O'Neill, Victoria Buchanan suddenly slipped into her alternate personality, Nicole Smith. As Nicole Smith, she was confused about her whereabouts and in anguish over the death of Harry O'Neill. Judge Brinsmaid abruptly halted court proceedings and a recess was called. We'll bring you further details as we have them.
Who is it? Hey, how you doing?
Very good.
Whoa, I'm doing great. I'm famous. Get it right over there, will you?
All right, Brian. Here we are. Very good. You're going to like this. You checking out tonight, sir?
Yeah. Be checking out real soon, pal.
One Life to Live will continue in a moment.
Chris.
Congratulations.
Dorian. There was a scene that Nicole was going to testify.
How is she?
Still Nicky.
What the hell is going on in there, Clint?
Something my gut tells me I'm going to regret the rest of my life, Paul.
Excuse me, Dorian.
Of course.
What's your name, Mitch? I got to tell you, it was tough talking to her and Clint into it, but the court's finally going to get the truth. I got to tell you, I did what I had to do, but I'm not particularly proud of myself. I know we got you off the hook, but I'm not sure what the price is to your half-sister.
Excuse me. Sir, you have a minute.
Dorian. Well. See, I should have listened to you after all.
Yes, sometimes I am right. How is she?
She doesn't exist right now. Just some woman named Nikki Smith. Thinks the murder happened a few moments ago.
All right.
Please be seated.
This court is once again in session. Before we get underway, I want to say something. Certain aspects of this hearing have been tinged with sensationalism due to their bizarre nature, not the least of which is that a respected member of our community suffers from a dual personality disorder which most of you have witnessed. The court has decided to hear the testimony of Nicole Smith regarding events of July 12, 1985. I have just now allowed you your reaction to this, because once this witness comes to the stand, I will not permit noise of any kind. In fact, everyone in this courtroom will receive a contempt citation if one of you pipes up. I am beseeching you to give Nicole Smith every sympathy. She's confused, dazed, grieving. You must allow her her dignity. Now, if that is understood, Mr. O'Neill, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Defense calls Nicole Smith.
Put your right hand on the Bible, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah, I do.
Please be seated.
Please sit down. Oh, you may sit down.
Are you all right now? Okay. Would you please state your name and address?
My name is Nicole Smith. I live at 432 Jameson Street in Lansing, Pennsylvania.
Tell me, were you present at that address on July the 12th, 1985?
I guess. I mean, it says today that Harry was shot. Yeah.
Yes, it was. Now, could you please tell the jury and the court all the events of that day? Take as much time as you need. Please tell us what happened from the time you walked into the Backstreet Bar.
Before you called, room service was delivered to Lawrence's room. Yeah, we have orders to pick him up. I got men covering the entrance.
Wait, you're going to have trouble here.
I hope not, Laura. We're going to arrest Mitch Lawrence. What happened? Well, Vicky turned into Nikki Smith and nailed Lawrence as the killer of Harry O'Neill. Laura, I've got a warrant. I'm going to need the pass key to his room.
Okay, just tell the desk clerk.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, I bet that happened when she testified.
Well, it's awful, but at least the truth came out.
Yeah, listen, honey, I think we better postpone seeing the kids.
Okay, you want to get over to
Yeah, I really do. All right. I want you to stay out of the way here, all right? I'll be right back. I'll call you.
Okay.
Hey, you okay?
I'd say,
Easy. Take it easy. What happened?
I don't know, this guy hit me in the face with something.
No sign of him, Ray. Yeah, you better call an ambulance. Alert headquarters. The suspect is at large.
Mr. Sims, I'm really sorry about your air conditioner, but it'll be fixed within the hour. Yes.
So anyway, I decided to call Harry at his office. And I went over to the telephone. But before I could dial, she came over.
Who came in?
Her.
Tina. I mean, I didn't know her. I didn't know anything about her. I found out what her name was later.
What did she say to you?
She said stupid stuff. She said I couldn't call Harry. And that I was really that woman, that Victoria Buchanan. I just figured she was another one of those people who want me to think that I'm crackers or something.
Could you be a little more specific?
Oh, yeah. She said that she was my sister. And that she was going to take me home to my husband and my kids. I kept telling her she had the wrong person. But she was very insistent. I just decided it's easier to leave, and I thought I'd go back to my room and call Harry from there.
Did you go directly there?
I never got the call from there, though, because as soon as I got home, somebody knocked on the door, and it was Mitch Lawrence.
Did you say Howie knew you were home?
No. No, I remember wondering how he even knew where I lived. Anyway, he had the suitcase with him. And he said he was leaving town, and he wanted to have a farewell drink with me.
I mean, did you know Mitch well?
No, I didn't know him at all. We talked a few times at the Backstreet Bar, that's all. I thought it was really weird he wanted to say goodbye to me, but then I figured, well, why not? So what then? Oh, yeah. Okay, I told him I didn't have any liquor in my house because I don't drink. And he said, oh, that was okay because he always carried his flask with him. So I went to get some orange juice, and I gave it to him, and he poured a lot of liquor in his, and then he wanted to put some in my glass. I said, no, I didn't want any. And he didn't pay any attention to that. He said you couldn't have a farewell drink without it. Well, he made me feel like I wasn't being sociable if I wasn't going to have a drink. I told him again that I didn't drink, and I hadn't had anything to eat, and I don't really hold liquor very well. He said, oh, I'm sorry, I don't make it weak. And so I think he put something else in my glass, you know.
Something else? I mean, what could it have been?
I don't know. I think he put a drug in or something, because I wasn't drunk. I was drugged.
Nicole, how can you be certain?
Because I felt so sick, and I couldn't move, really. I mean, I could hear and see everything, but I couldn't make my arms or legs move. I couldn't really talk. Then he said that he wanted to have a drink to the future, toast to the future. Boy, I didn't really know what kind of a future he had in mind.
And then? Please, Nicole.
Miss Smith, are you all right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, and then, we made, I don't know, stupid small talk. He was going to Miami or something, and he kept telling me, finish your drink.
Bottoms up, Nicole. Otherwise the wish won't come true.
You wouldn't get a lady drunk and then try and take advantage of her, would you?
Hey, you know, that's a thought. No. I don't have time to take advantage of you.
Okay. You know, I think this drink was a lot stronger than you said.
Oh, it's just your imagination.
I'm sorry. What's that?
Did you feel this?
Why do you have a gun?
Hey, let me help you. Over here, you know, I have this gun because it's a very bad world out there. I don't like taking a chance.
I don't like guns.
Well, there's nothing to be afraid of if you know how to handle one. Here, handle it. Take it. It's not loaded.
No, thanks.
Look, you might need one someday. I can teach you how to use it if you want.
No, I don't want to touch it. No.
Sure you do. Come on, hold it. Just get a feel for it.
Miss, I said no thanks, okay? No, thank you. Please.
Did he?
put it down on the coffee table. I really wanted him to leave. Because I was spaced out and I couldn't move. And I had an awful feeling that something was really wrong. And nothing made any sense anymore. Especially then, he said he wanted me to call, him. Clint Buchanan.
Did he tell you why?
No. I don't know. I don't remember. But he told me exactly what to say.
You're going to tell him that you are at 432 Jameson Street, room 3, that you want him to come over because you need help. Then you're going to hang up. I have written you a little speech, you might say, in case you have trouble remembering it.
This is silly. I don't know the man. I'm not going to call him.
You know, Nicole, I haven't been entirely honest with you. See, this gun is loaded. And you will call Clint Buchanan.
So Mitch Lawrence literally threatened your life. He forced you into making that call.
Yeah, it was somebody I didn't even know. Well, I mean, I had to do it, didn't I? So I made the call. And then, I don't know, time went by, I don't know how much time, and then there was a lot of knocking at the door, and then she came. She was calling me out from outside, and Mitch went and he opened the door, and he was furious. He yanked her in, and he's screaming at her that she's messing up everything.
What was Tina's reaction?
Well, she was shocked. I mean, she was confused. It was me. We didn't know what was going on. And she kept saying to him something about he was supposed to be in Miami. And then they were arguing about the Buchanans.
What? Look, Nicole, please. I know you were drugged. Please, Nicole.
Oh, yeah. She said that he told her that he was going to shoot Mr. Buchanan. And he was going to blame on me.
And Tina tried to talk him out of it, correct?
You don't love me. But you just used me. You lied to me about Miami. You lied to me about Vicky being well. You lied to me about the money.
Yeah, because you don't have the guts to go for the gold, and I do. Sit down, get in the bathroom and stay there until I tell you to come out.
Come on, get out. No, you can't do it. You're trying to walk.
Another word from you. Not to her, not to me. In silence until Clint comes here, and then you look and watch in silence as he dies.
Oh, it was awful. I couldn't move, and I couldn't help her, and I couldn't get away. It was awful.
At any point, did Tina try to take the gun away from him?
Yeah. She tricked him, and she got the gun from him. Yeah, but it didn't do any good because we grabbed her, and then they started to fight, and they had the gun, and they were fighting, and then there was a knock at the door.
Give me the gun. Let's go.
Harry came in. He didn't even know what hit him. He didn't even see me. He just fell. He ran away. He killed my Harry. He killed the man I love, and then he just ran away.
With Bare Elegance, you don't have to step into the shower to get clean, then step out of the shower to moisturize. Bare Elegance does it.
Nicole, can you continue?
It was
not a lot more to say, though. Mr. Buchanan came in then. And he was the one who said Harry was dead.
What did Tina do then?
I think she called the ambulance. But she said it was too late. She thought she shot Harry. I remember that. I wanted to tell her that she didn't. But I was told that it was Harry.
Then what?
And, nothing. I can't remember. I don't remember until I was here. I don't remember any. Why don't I remember it? Come on now, I don't remember.
No, please.
I can't remember.
Please. The reason you can't remember is you are not Nicole Smith. You are my wife, Victoria Buchanan.
Buchanan, shut up. Will you leave me alone? Stop telling me I'm somebody else. Please, can I go?
Have you any more questions, Mr. O'Neill? Mr. Callison?
No, Your Honor.
You may step down, Miss Smith. Thank you. It's been very brave of you, and we appreciate it. Dr. Polk, would you help Miss Smith, please?
Your Honor, in light of the eyewitness testimony of Nicole Smith, defense asks that all charges against Tina Clayton be dropped.
Mr. Callison, have you any objections?
None, Your Honor.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you very much for your time and consideration. The court rules that all charges against Tina Clayton are hereby dropped. You're free to go. This court is dismissed.
All right.
Now it's Stater Brothers. So the first time you come to Stater Brothers, grab a shopping cart.
Squad car in the city looking for him. Every available man watching the exits. It'll be pretty hard for Lawrence to slip out of this dragnet.
Captain?
Yeah.
I found the waiter's uniform in a trash can a few blocks from here, in an alley.
Charlie had a change of clothes. Okay. Change your APB. He's probably in street clothes now.
We gotta grab this guy, Captain. I can't face Dee Dee if we don't grab Harry's killer.
She probably just needs a little bit more time.
Time? How much time? I'll go back to Landfair with you, Clint.
We will too, if you want us.
No, the more people there, the more chance of her getting upset.
Believe me, I understand your confusion. You're experiencing two terrible shocks right now. One, the death of Harry, and also another personality of Victoria Buchanan.
Why do you want me to believe that? Nicole, you know the room that you've been living in, you don't have any possessions there. There's nothing personal there.
In fact, everything you have belongs to Victoria Buchanan.
This is just some kind of nightmare, isn't it? And I'm going to wake up and it's all going to be over. And you'll be gone and Harry will be alive.
Anything you need, son. Me too, Clint. We're here for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Vicky.
Sweetheart.
Stop! Don't touch me! Stop it.
I'd like it if Nicky went back to Lanfair with us.
Before? What?
That is where you and Clint live.
I'm not going anywhere with him.
Are you satisfied, Doctor? You've lost her.
Looking for adventure and whatever comes our way.
We interrupt our regular program to bring you a special bulletin. The police have instituted an all-out manhunt for Mitchell Lawrence. He's described as 5'9", dark hair, hazel eyes, good-looking, and extremely dangerous. If you see this man, you're urged to call police at 555-6700.
Will that store beat all or what? I'll tell you, rich folks, they got all the money in the world, but they got more problems than you and I put together.
Yeah, but Miss Lawrence is one slick dude. I'm putting my money on him. You agree, man? Could be.
I let it out. Vicky will be home in another minute.
Vicky is not coming back. Nicky Smith is coming here. I'm telling you, I could take this house apart, starting with Victor Lord's secret room. I'd like to take this whole shrine apart, board by board. But it's a little late for that now, isn't it?
Afraid so.
Well, maybe I should just take Pete O'Neill apart instead. He is the one who bullied and badgered Vicky on that witness stand till she became a stranger right in front of my eyes.
Who cleared Tina of murder?
Ah, Tina!
Look, she was innocent, Clint. Vicky couldn't sit by and let her be convicted. She had to help her half-sister.
You think I give a damn about any half-sister? I probably lost Vicky for good.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, really? It isn't, is it? Then you tell me why Nicky Smith is still around, why she's still Nicky Smith grieving for her lost love, Harry O'Neill.
Look, Clint, that love's got nothing to do with Vicky's love for you.
The hell it doesn't. She's another woman. She looks like my wife, but she doesn't trust me. She doesn't want me near her. She is so afraid of me, Larry, she wouldn't even ride in the same car with me.
Look, if she comes home, she'll see the house, she'll see this room. Maybe that will snap Vicky back.
Well, I hope you're better at making guesses about it than Mr. Polk. First, he tells me that Nicky will never show up again. And when that goes haywire, what does he tell me? He says, well, Vicky will surely surface. What am I going to get now? What's his next story?
He's helped her in the past, Clint. I'm sure he'll come through again.
Oh, what the hell do you know? I'm sorry, Larry.
Oh, come on, forget it.
No, I'm sorry. I love the lady, and I don't know if my hands are tied.
Of course you love her, Clint. And it's that love that's going to bring Vicky back.
We're here.
Do you recognize this room?
Of course I recognize it.
Thank you, Robert. I'll pour her when the lady gets here.
Very good, sir.
Great.
Brad, thanks for meeting me.
My pleasure. And to celebrate your freedom, a little bit of a bubbly.
Ooh, nice. I don't have a whole lot of time to celebrate, though, because I am catching a plane.
Really going somewhere?
Yes, to Aruba. Figured I needed just a little time to get away for a while.
Ah, Aruba, one of my favorites. Jenny and I spent a honeymoon there.
Oh. I just hope they don't catch Mitch before I go. That's going to bring all sorts of reporters around me. And I tell you, Brad, I used to really envy celebrities. No way. I don't even see how they live a normal kind of life.
Well, you're a real bummer to celebrate with. You. Come on, you've been sprung. You have your whole life ahead of you now.
What do you mean celebrate? How can I celebrate when Vicky is sicker than ever? I mean, think about Kevin and Joey and Clint. Oh, he hates me. Of course, what's new, he's always hated me. But I have never hated him. And besides all these other people in this town. Hey, I'm never going to forgive you for ever finding out that I was Victor Lord's daughter.
Well, there's something I hope you don't intend to forget.
And what's that?
The inheritance, my cut.
Bradley.
Not now. When you're ready, when you come back, you're relaxed and ready to fight for what's yours.
Well, I hope you don't intend to help me. Because the last man who did that committed murder.
No, sir, I haven't seen him around here tonight. Who is he?
Mitch Lawrence. He's the dude that offed Harry O'Neill and tried to pin it on the fox.
Oh, that creep. I'd like to see him. I got a few choice words for him on behalf of Tina Clayton and the whole rest of the female population.
You aren't the only one.
Mitch, my man, be very cool. The enemy is out in full force.
You hear you, officer? No problem.
What would you like?
Just some close service. Hey, listen, officer, I've seen a lot of you blue shirts around this airport today. What's up?
We're looking for a killer. Which one?
Oh, any leads?
Nope. But he'd have to be Houdini to find his way out of this airport security system.
Drove once for a few minutes. I remember that. Another episode of You're Really Vicky Buchanan.
What happened, Vicky? Do you remember leaving this room? You don't? You can't? You see, you have enormous blanks in your mind about everything in your life.
Didn't you ever think that maybe Vicky Buchanan's the one with a problem and not me?
No, that's not true. You know where you've been all this time? All these years? Now think back. Where have you been? What have you been doing?
Okay, I can't remember everything, all right? But I really wish you stop just acting as if you want me to disappear. I'm a person. Stop treating me like I'm from another planet or something.
This is as difficult for us as it is for you.
Especially for him, huh? My husband.
Yeah, it's difficult for me. I love my wife very much.
Well, according to you, I'm your wife, right? So, you'll just have to learn to love me, because believe me, I have no intention of disappearing. Or if you don't want to do that, just let me go. I just want to go home. I want to go back to my room. I want to be alone. I miss my Harry. I want to be alone.
Nicky, look now. How are you going to get by? What are you going to use for food? Or to pay the rent?
And that room that you live in, there's nothing in it of yours. There's nothing there at all except some rented furniture.
Oh, you two are so smart. Everything in this purse is mine. See? Money, everything.
Well, why don't you look at that real careful? Look at that real good. You're going to see Vicky's ID, Vicky's credit cards, Vicky's money, Vicky's keys to this house.
Well, you planted it on me, that's all.
Now, why would we want to do that? Why would we want you to be someone you're not?
I don't know. I'm confused.
You are the mother of two wonderful boys, Kevin and Joey. Don't tell me you don't remember Kevin and Joey. They love you. They love you to pieces. And they miss you. They've been separated from you for weeks now. They want to come home. They're down at Ace's Ranch in Texas, and they want to come home.
Who's Asa?
This is my father. He's your father-in-law, Asa Buchanan.
Asa Buchanan?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, hey, I read about him. Rather nice, though.
He loves you very much.
Listen, those kids, how old are they?
8 and 5. An age that where they really need their mother?
Well, I'm sorry. I've never been a mother, okay? Look, Doctor, if I'm supposed to be somebody else, how come I don't remember anything?
Well, right now you have no memory of Vicky. In the past, you were aware of her. In fact, you hated her. You wanted to destroy her.
Oh, sure, now I destroyed her and I didn't want to, huh? I'm beginning to think the bunch of you are crackers. We know that this is very difficult on you, and we really don't mean to be hard on you at all.
Well, stop coddling her, Jenny. She's keeping Vicky away from us. But not on purpose. Who cares? Who gives a damn if it's on purpose or not? The effect is the same. You are tearing up my family.
Look, you got a real nice house here, okay? And it must be terrific to have a couple of nice kids. But I don't belong here. So what happens?
Clint, why don't you show Nikki around the house? Just let her see the children's room, your bedroom. Nikki, why don't you see if anything here means anything to you, all right?
Do I have a choice?
Yes, you have a choice.
You come with me?
Okay, sure.
Clayton trial, the defense moved that all charges against Tina Clayton be dropped, and the prosecution will be. An extensive manhunt is now underway for Mitch Lawrence. Sources close to Miss Clayton believe she will press on for a share of Victor Lord's estate, claiming she has proof she is his illegitimate daughter. In other news, in the Middle East.
Did you hear that?
I did, and so what?
So you know very well the information I got in my files.
Oh, why would you go messing in other people's problems?
I got a duty.
Everything we've read, heard on the radio and TV, she's a very immoral young woman. Decent folks shouldn't get involved, especially decent folk who are now retired and don't need any trouble.
Decent folks should do what they can to see to it justice is done, regardless of the people involved. Those files of mine from the 60s still up in the attic?
Labeled and boxed, neat as a pin, just like always, Bob. I strongly disapprove of this.
Don't surprise me. 50 years we've been married, you pretty near disapproved of everything I did.
This is our bedroom.
It's nice. Real pretty. Look, if you're expecting a sudden rush of passion, I just don't feel it, just like I didn't feel anything in the kids' rooms.
Here's a picture of the kids that you always wanted to keep next to the bed. Please don't tell me you don't. Oh, Kevin and Joey.
They're real cute kids, that's it. Look, I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? Pretend?
No. No, I don't want you to pretend. There's a picture of your father. If nothing else gets through to you, maybe that will. I don't want it. Playing it. Do anything you want to with it. This is us on our last anniversary.
What are you
like that? Hey! My hair! What happened? Where's my wig? I always wear a red wig. Where is it?
You always kept the red wig in the closet back here. You come back here and put on your wig and some clothes that you kept in the trunk there, and then you'd go out and be Nicky. But you are not Nicky. You are not Nicky. Is any of this getting through to you?
I don't know. I don't know.
Vicky. Nicky.
What?
Will you let me hold you? I promise you I won't hurt you. But maybe if we just hold each other, you know, I love Vicky. And Vicky loves me. Oh, honey.
I'm sorry. I can't kiss you. Look, I'm sorry. I don't even know you. Don't you understand? I love Harry. But Harry's dead, and nobody will even let me deal with it. Look, I may not be real, but my love for Harry is real.
Would you like me to leave you alone for a while? I'll be down the hall.
Yeah. Harry. I'm Nicky Smith. Oh, yuck. This is so bananas. I'm being held a prisoner by a bunch of maniacs. What?
Ready to go downstairs and join the others?
Yeah, you go on ahead. I just want to comb my hair, okay?
Okay. I'm sure you'll find everything you need there.
Thanks.
Worldwide Airways, flight number 40 to Los Angeles, now boarding at 8:15.
Colorado. I've never been out there.
Yeah? Where have you been, Meg?
Practically nowhere.
What, you work in an airport, you never get on a plane?
Well, I just watch them come and go. It's really all I can afford.
Yeah, what about your old man? Don't he make any money?
Not really. I haven't seen him in about 2 years.
Sounds like a real yo-yo.
That's an understatement. He's kind of like that guy the cops are combing Lambview for.
What, this who's this, Mitch Lawrence?
A little too handsome, you know? A little too cocky. Thinks the world owes him just because he's pretty. And he never got around to doing anything constructive with his brain. So, what are you going to do out in Colorado?
Well, I'm going to hook up with some biker buddies of mine. Ride around the mountains, you know, camp out, fish.
You bikers, you're like some leftovers from the old West. Except you travel with your bike instead of with a horse.
Yeah, but we also travel with women. We are not lone cowboys. Tell you what, Max, can I call you Max?
Yes, please.
What you should do is you should quit this job. You should hop on this plane with me and finally go somewhere.
Excuse me. Can I have a glass of water?
Oh, sure thing, officer.
Members of the lab,
If you're still here, I guess that means you haven't found that creep yet.
Oh, we will. There's no way he's going to get through. What, they got anything else on this guy other than this lady say so?
Oh, sure. They came up with the fact that he rented a room in the same boarding house as that Victoria Buchanan. He was in disguise, pretended to be a Greek. Another time he put on a uniform and delivered a bouquet to Landfair. Seems to be his M.O.
You mean he could be running around in disguise right now?
Could be. It's all beginning to add up. What's your name, fella?
Rocky? Rocky Easton? What, we want to see some ID or something? Huh? Car's right here.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Dr. Poe, are you sure there isn't some other way to handle this?
There's no other way, Clint. That's my advice.
Like your advice to let her testify?
Clint, that was Vicky's decision to testify.
I know. I'm just trying to find somebody to blame this on, you know?
But the man responsible is dead.
Yeah, good old Victor.
Yeah.
Jenny, do you really believe that I should have her committed?
I know the promise you made to her, but
What if she came out from all this in the hospital, in this institution? Wouldn't she hate me?
No, Clint, she won't even remember. All she'll know is that she's well again.
and that is the most important thing. It really is.
And what about the children? What if this drags on for a long time?
Well, you can't continue to lie to them.
What do I say?
You just have to tell them that their mother is not well.
No, that's great.
There is a more immediate issue that we have to deal with.
Oh, yeah. An asylum, my wife, and an institution.
It's a sanitarium, Clint, yes. And a very fine one. It's called Mountain View.
It's 60, 70 miles from here.
It has an excellent reputation.
And what if she doesn't want to go?
Oh, there's no way she'll stay here willingly.
She's gone.
Larry, Clint, go to the back street. Jenny, come on. We'll go to the boarding house.
Hi, Clover. Hey,
Clover.
nice to see y'all again. Hi. How are you?
I'm not doing real good right now.
Yeah, they really put you through the ringer today.
Clover, it's awful. I had to get up here in the whole court and tell everybody how Harry was killed. It was awful.
Oh, it had to be. Well, at least now the real killer will be found and they can punish him and you can get on with your life.
No, I can't, because they won't leave me alone.
Who won't leave you alone?
Clint Buchanan and all the others.
Well, Clint's your husband.
Oh, Clover! I don't have a husband! I'm not married! I'm Nicole Smith. Don't you remember me?
Oh, sure. I remember you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Clover. It's the hair. I don't know where you're at. Look, I need to know before I rented my room because I need to go there.
Well, it's, see, they locked it up. The police locked it up because it was the site of the murder, honey. I don't think you can get in there.
Clover, then you gotta help me, please. You're the only friend I have left.
Please, I tell you what. Why don't we give Clint a call?
No!
That's a great idea.
You
understand. Clover, he wants to put me away. Now, I overheard him and the others discussing it. I don't know what this plot is all about, but I